It is 10:01. Good morning from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs 104.5 The Zone studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. The NFL and owners will be voting tomorrow on the host site for the 2030 Super Bowl. According to NFL Network, the vote is expected to be named Nashville as the host. Again, that officially will come down tomorrow. Hani Mukhtar scored a hat trick as Nashville SC beat LAFC 3-2 on Sunday to rise to the top of the MLS standings. Mukhtar scoring his 99th, 100th, and 101st career Nashville goals as Nashville sealed its 101st win as an MLS club. The Sabres and Canadians face off tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It is Game 7 in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Winner faces Carolina. In the Eastern Conference finals, puck drop at 6:30 in Buffalo. Conference finals get underway tonight in the NBA after the Cavs beat the Pistons yesterday in Game 7 to move on to the Eastern Conference finals, but the action begins tonight in the West. Game 1 between Spurs and Thunder in Oklahoma City, tip-off at 7:30. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Well, Dan Patrick already told you a month ago, but Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo making it a little more official this morning that Nashville is expected to be named host of the Super Bowl in 2030 by NFL owners who are going to vote on this situation, as Lucas just told you. Early this week, I would expect some kind of press conference. I don't know if that's going to be this week or the following week for the Titans and the city to get involved with this rollout. But yeah, it's a big deal to have that event come to Music City 3 years removed from when the new Nissan Stadium will open. Hope you had a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out with Robert, Lucas, and me for the next 3 hours. 615-737-1045 is how you jump in. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So we had Super Bowl news. Lucas had a big night last night at Geodis Park. Big win for Nashville SC against LAFC. Why a Sunday game? Is that normal? I feel like they usually play on Saturdays.
They do. Apple TV started doing this last year, Sunday Night Soccer, having a standalone game, trying to take a marquee matchup, putting it on a Sunday night. This was Nashville's first time on Sunday Night Soccer, and it definitely delivered. The stars were out.
Excellent. So, initial reactions. I mean, I guess not an initial reaction. Also, how good must Dan Patrick's sources be? Think about this.
Yeah.
They haven't even voted on this. Like, they're expected to vote on it.
I mean, he was saying pen to paper.
Yeah.
Basically.
The vote hasn't happened yet. And Dan Patrick a month ago was like, nah, it's a lot. Good for Dan.
When you're in with the Sandman, you get leads like that.
The Sandman, Sandler?
Oh, yeah. You think Sandler doesn't know where the Super Bowl is through 2040? You think he's not in charge of it?
Is he one of those that, like, goes to almost every Super Bowl? I'm sure he doesn't go to every Super Bowl, but like Adam Sandler, a celebrity sighting at a Super Bowl, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Do you guys know where to get a wheelchair?
Why?
It's not important.
I feel like it is.
I don't feel like I should have to.
Robert, be careful.
I don't feel like I should have to give away my secrets.
Remember Mike Florio? Stay on target. Stay on target.
Okay.
What you do?
Okay. I didn't do anything. I mean,
because it's not my fault if you put it out there in front of me like that and then just leave it there like a dead fish.
Here is my dilemma. So you guys know I'm a big fan of The Boys. The finale is Wednesday.
Yes.
But it is being shown in theaters Tuesday night.
Okay.
We don't have prime time. It's the perfect storm to where I would be able to go. So I went to try to get tickets.
Yeah.
And when I looked at the theaters that are participating in The Boys finale, just about sold out, except for wheelchair seats.
No.
There is no seat in that spot. But
Are you parked in the handicap spot today?
No.
Robert, be honest with me. Are you parked in that handicap spot today?
It's at the bottom of the ramp. We don't.
Correct, because I park in the handicap spot when you are not in the handicap spot.
And I'm in it.
And I didn't park in the handicap spot today.
I'm in it today.
So what are you trying to foment?
No.
The idea you're trying to project?
No.
You're trying to take advantage of somebody who's actually in need, potentially, who is disadvantaged in other ways? The advantage here is that they get a ticket to this movie or this premiere or, I guess, finale?
They had opportunities to buy tickets. The only seats that are available, the only reason it doesn't say sold out is because those wheelchair seats have not been sold yet.
Please tell me you tried to talk him out of this.
So what I want to do for me and Cheyenne is both of us get wheelchairs and go, because there is not a seat there. If someone with a wheelchair doesn't purchase them, then those seats would be available. So if
Don't do this.
If I wait until the day of the show, if I wait until tomorrow and I wheel over there with Cheyenne and I say, hey, I saw online these 2 wheelchair seats were available. Has anyone purchased them?
You can't do this.
What happens if somebody finds out
that I purchased a seat that was available online?
That you're not.
Are they checking my credentials?
Who needs? I hope so.
I don't think they don't even let service dogs in there. Why would they not? Why would they check my credentials? I need 2 wheelchairs. Everyone in Nashville. If you're out there listening to the sound of my voice right now,
do not use this radio show to try and further this grift.
Listen,
no, I won't have it.
Did
you just turn your own microphone off? Did Zach just turn your microphone off?
No,
I think Carrot Top just turned your microphone off.
Everybody is looking out for you here, except yourself.
Listen, I need 2 wheelchairs. I'm not waiting until Wednesday to watch the finale. If I have to go in there and stand
this is
in
like
those
him
wheelchair
making
seats.
us watch the finale to Traders at 3:30 in the morning after the bar at the Combine.
If they would show Traders finales in movie theaters, you bet your sweet bippy I'd have a wheelchair. So if you got a wheelchair out there, hit me on Twitter, Robbie_Walsh. I'll pay top dollar for it. I'll even rent them.
No.
Give me the rent rate.
You have to be violating some kind of radio law right now.
Yeah,
Look, Larry
can't be
reporting,
good.
I don't think they'll care if you get a handicapped seat. If I wait until the last moment where all other people, it's kind of like going up to get seconds, right? I made sure that everyone had the opportunity to fill their plate and get food at Thanksgiving. Once that time has passed, you're allowed to go get seconds. I just want the seconds opportunity for the wheelchair seats. That's all I'm asking. I don't think that's inappropriate.
It's not okay.
When we went to the zoo and Lucas used the hover round, it's because Lucas actually couldn't walk. Now, his reason for not walking is stupid, because it was beer league soccer. That's besides the point. He couldn't have walked around the zoo that day. It was justified. Your ass in a wheelchair, if you and Cheyenne wheel in there, and in some world, in whatever universe, there is the handicapped stations that are occupied, and you are occupying 2 of them, and somebody who is also in a wheelchair later rolls into the theater.
That's not how it works.
To discover
That's not how it works.
that the handicapped stations are occupied by maybe somebody. I don't know what are you going to do? Put a cast around your leg?
No, you have to buy these tickets ahead of time. So what I'm saying is, if I wait until showtime to buy these handicap seats, no one's going to show up. They're going to show as sold. Because it's not like someone's be like, oh, I was supposed to be here.
That doesn't make it right.
No, I gave them every opportunity to buy these seats. They've been on sale for a week.
Are you going to park in the handicap spot at the theater, too?
No.
No, you're just going to unload.
That's actually a great idea.
To the ticket office.
To unload Cheyenne. And someone asked, is Cheyenne on board with this? No, she doesn't have to be on board with this. Because if I tell her I got 2 tickets, guess what she's going to do? She's going to show up and go to the show.
Listen.
And when I tell her, hey, by the way, we have to bring wheelchairs in with us to watch this movie. Do you know what she's going to do? She's going to act like she needs that wheelchair.
Don't put this on Cheyenne. This is not. I do not believe that Cheyenne would go along with this.
Lonzo points out the karma aspect of it as well.
Okay, that's why I'm waiting.
One of your, as somebody who has many bad qualities. Okay, let me tell you, you don't have that many, but you have 2. Your lack of tipping is a problem when we go out. Your willingness to pose as a handicapped person to attend a streaming show, not even like a movie premiere.
You're making this sound bad.
Oh, is Robert a bad person?
You're making it sound bad. I just want to watch the finale because it's going to get spoiled.
Put it to a poll.
Or no? I'm putting it on a poll.
It's going to get spoiled. The show is going to get spoiled. It's going to be all over Twitter.
You know what? Fine. We'll let Twitter decide.
Okay, if Twitter says if there is above 50% yes, then I get to get 2 wheelchairs to go to this movie premiere.
That's fine. We will let Twitter decide. We will let Twitter be the moral arbiter. And then if you can live with yourself after the fact of Twitter, because Twitter is also horrendous, if Twitter comes back in favor of your scheme, and don't worry, I'm going to lay it out as a scheme, okay?
Yeah, it's not a scheme.
It's a scheme.
It's not a scheme.
It's a scheme.
It's not a scheme. Look, okay,
Shame on me, really.
Terrebell, Tennessee. I have a friend in a wheelchair, and usually there is a seat and there is an empty spot for the wheelchair. It is
Usually. It's not a given.
I think there is a seat there.
No, when I tried to check out, it said this is a seat designated for a wheelchair. There is not an actual seat here. So I would not be taking this. Oh, Tyler Dow. I've got one at work. That's one.
No.
That's one.
No.
I just need one more wheelchair.
Do not use this platform.
I just need one more.
The definition of scheme per Merriam-Webster is a systematic plan, outline, or design intended to achieve a specific goal. That is what you are doing. You are
Never
designing a plan to purchase a ticket that is not meant for you so that you can achieve the specific goal of watching the boys' series finale inside of a theater.
Okay.
Never have me and Lucas been more aligned on a subject than this one. You cannot do this.
615-737-1045. Call in right now, and I need people to be on my side about this.
No, that's not what you do. You say,
how do
am I right or am I wrong?
You know, now that I think about it, it was military appreciation night last night at Geodis Park, and I was hearing reports of somebody that looked like Robert Walsh walking around in military
asking
uniform.
people for wheelchairs.
Great game last night. Great game last night. I'm not going to fake a disability for a ticket. I am just going to use, there's not a seat there. And if it's not sold, I want to use that spot. That's all I'm saying.
By purchasing a ticket that is designated in a handicap space, you are faking that you have some level of handicap.
If they are not going to use it, if that seat would go unused, would it then be okay?
There's going to be so many times in our lives and on this show where, you know, it's going to happen all the time where we say, man, I wish Coach Mack was here to talk about this, because what I would give to present this to Coach Mack.
No, I would be ashamed.
And just to hear what he had to say.
Well, just some general counsel, some wisdom.
Just to hear him go, Robert.
Oh man. Don't make me sad. Don't.
I know.
Damn it. 615-737-1045. We're getting many calls on his wheelchair scheme. I will put it on a Twitter poll. I hesitate to even put Two Rivers on that poll.
Yeah, I don't know if they want
I don't think I want to attach the sponsor to. Robert Walsh is planning on buying a ticket to a movie in a handicapped space.
I'm asking, is it okay?
It's not okay. We're telling you. You won't listen.
Is it okay if they're not going to buy it? We have so many calls. I don't want to take any more calls. No, quit putting them on hold.
I want everyone's feedback.
Okay,
I will take calls on this all day. You're lucky the button for line 6 in here sticks for some reason. God knows what it's sticky with.
I don't think that it's, if I wait until right before showtime to buy these and they're still available, I don't think it's that big of a deal. You would think that if someone really was using a wheelchair seat, that they would buy these tickets way ahead of time. And that's why I'm saying I would wait until the end.
Okay, let's take a test here before I put it on Twitter, before we open up to the phone lines. Carrot Top, would you or would you not? You don't have to respond audibly. Would you do what Robert Walsh is planning to do? No. Yes or no? I need a yes or no answer. Carrot Top, off mic. You can simply shake your head, yes or no, and I will confirm. Excellent. He would do it. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
He's also a bad person.
Yes. I didn't even see it. Yes.
He's a bad person. Lucas, would you do this?
No. I'm not
for the World Cup. If the only way that you could go watch World Cup tickets,
the way his body language just dropped.
Yeah, let's really talk about it. If the only way you could go to the World Cup.
Let's change the stakes. I like this game because now I'm going to actually have to think about it. For a movie, no, I'm not doing that.
Okay, but in Indiana National Championship, they're like, Buck, we have a seat, but it's not really a seat. You just have to act like you're in a wheelchair.
A basketball. I would do it.
Yeah, I want to slam my headset down.
I would do it.
Oh, when we move the goalpost, it's suddenly more acceptable.
Lucas, look at you. The fact that he hasn't answered yet means he would too.
World Cup to see Italy play. Lucas is acting like he's in a wheelchair now.
Italy doesn't play in World Cups anymore. Bygone era.
That's too much of a fantasy. You have to bring
If the Titans were in the Super Bowl, all you people on hold, you wouldn't act like you're in a wheelchair? That's not, and I'm not even acting like I'm like disabled.
To compare this show to the Super Bowl, a national championship, or a World Cup game is insane.
Dirk says he's correct in saying I would have bought my ticket on time, so I wouldn't be in this situation. You could have bought your ticket a week ago.
No, see what
happened there?
No, see, well,
you
tried to get world tickets too. Oh, Oh, what happened? You were waiting in the queue, Lucas, and you still couldn't get
It
them.
cost $1,700.
Oh, now money's the problem. Oh, it's not a moral issue, it's a financial issue. Oh, okay.
Damn it, I think we have our answer.
You want to take some of these calls?
Next. Two Rivers Ford is the South's most trusted Ford dealer for so many reasons, and they win awards, literally win awards for their level of customer service. This has always been the case at Two Rivers Ford, and they've been in business for over 4 decades, and that's because they care about the customer with things like the employee pricing for everyone that is going on right now at Two Rivers Ford. That means you pay what they pay on nearly every Ford on the lot. Two Rivers always goes above and beyond to make sure the customer service experience is fast, easy, and more fun, and now making it more cost effective. Their sales staff does not work on commission, so they're not trying to upsell you on something that you don't necessarily need or may not be a fit for your family's budget. As you talked about prior to arriving at the dealership, it's a no-pressure experience and a cost-effective experience at Two Rivers Ford in Mount Juliet or online at tworiversford.com. Local, honest, real, the South's most trusted Ford dealer. Welcome back to the show. The news of the day is old news. It's the Super Bowl is going to be in Nashville in 2030. Shout out to Dan Patrick.
Well, they're going to vote on it.
Yes.
And then tomorrow it'll be news again. Hey, Super Bowl is going to be in Nashville in 2030. We're going to have like 3 phases of, hey, guys, Super Bowl is going to be in Nashville in 2030, which is a very cool and great thing.
And then we'll talk about it again when the Super Bowl is held each year until 2030. We'll talk about it at owners' meetings. We'll talk about it at league events. It's going to be a constant theme, and that's fine. I know people because, I mean, Lucas, you are born here, but you did not grow up here.
Correct.
Robert and me did not grow up here, although Tennessee I have lived in Nashville longer than any place I've ever lived in my life. The people who are from here, who grew up here, who have been native, not just Tennesseans, but Nashvillians their entire lives, I'm sure, and I saw Mike Herndon tweet something to this effect. Mike has since moved from Nashville, but grew up here, that you can't imagine growing up in this city, maybe in the 90s or the early 2000s even, and being like, this place is going to host a Super Bowl one day.
Yeah, unfathomable.
Right? So
unfathomable.
Like, it is while we are like, yeah, okay, the news is a month old really, but there's some, bureaucratic things that are going to go down here and Super Bowl, yada, 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 whatever, it's exciting. There are a component of people who are just probably still in awe, like, wow, they're really going to get to do this.
But just add it to the list, though, right? I mean, there's a long list of things from just a sporting perspective alone that would have felt completely impossible even 15 years ago.
A Stanley Cup run in Nashville, Tennessee. It's just unfathomable.
Yeah, but even that, the Preds were in the league. Like maybe it was unfathomable at that point that they'd be good enough to go on a Stanley Cup run. But in terms of Nashville attracting things like the draft and the Super Bowl, I mean, hell, if you told me Nashville's pro soccer team would be hosting a cup final with Lionel Messi in like 2010, I would have said, what?
They got soccer?
What reality are you in? Yeah. So, no, it's a long list.
So, that is the news of the day. And yet Robert has just torpedoed us right out of the gate with his selfishness and scheming and backstabbing.
Yeah, keep it up.
And
keep it up.
It's the scenario is this. There is a show, it's an Amazon Prime show, right?
Correct.
Called The Boys. And it has a huge following. The two of you have watched it. I know, Robert, I think you've kept up with it a little more maybe than Lucas has.
Yeah, it's one of those things that every time I watch it, I love it. But for whatever reason, I don't come back to it.
You don't binge it?
I don't binge it.
Okay, so, but it's a popular show. Anyway, long story short, this show is having a finale in movie theaters around the country.
Yes, a day before the finale comes out.
Okay, so you get the opportunity to preemptively, before the rest of the world, see the finale, but in a movie theater with a bunch of fans of this show, The Boys. Robert has missed his opportunity to buy a proper ticket. He is threatening at this point. Threatening at this point to purchase a ticket in the handicap section to then have people in our audience give him and his lovely fiance, who is being made a party to this, but I do not think should be a party to this in the way that we're talking about it, because this is you. This is your idea. This is your scheme, okay? He and Cheyenne taking wheelchairs that they are now asking the audience for, or that Robert is asking the audience for, so that they can pose as handicapped individuals and sit in the handicap section of the movie theater. Now, this is wrong.
Is it? I'm going to buy them as the show is starting if they're still available.
We can talk about people caving in on their moralities, but morally, what you are doing is incorrect. Yes? We can all agree on this.
I think if I waited till the show started and no one had bought them, there would be nothing wrong with this.
If you hadn't told anybody, your mistake is telling people, because now
I need wheelchairs.
No.
I need wheelchairs. Can't just rent them from anywhere.
Razzle Land on the FNM Bank chat says, I accidentally got the handicap seats at Bridgestone for Sturgill Simpson. I didn't realize it until afterwards. I felt bad. There were a couple of extra seats by me, but I still felt dirty.
Okay, my question to Razland would be, did someone who is handy accessible come to take your seats or have a necessity to use your seats? I would say no, they didn't. But we have a ton of calls lined up to debate my morality.
Yes, and so we will start with Sean in Nashville on should Robert do this thing. Go ahead, Sean.
Okay, Robert, I got to wonder how much It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia does he think is actually morally correct that they do.
That's basically half of the show. I would say 2/3 of the show.
This is the guy that said he would kick a baby in the stomach after the NCAA first round. I have to say, if you have a problem with people identifying as trans, or if you think it's okay for stolen valor to happen, if stolen disability is okay, then maybe. But quite frankly, if you go to what would George Costanza do, I don't even think he would do that. And that's like the king schemer of all schemers.
Yes.
So you got to really wonder where your moral compass is. But if you're looking for a wheelchair, there are a lot of churches that have extra wheelchairs for people that need them in the services.
A heel turn.
How'd you go from that to enabling him?
And what churches would they be?
No, it's too late. I hung up on him.
No, what?
I'm not going to be.
I'm already getting tweets. I don't need you. I've already got tweets from BAM saying, I have a wheelchair you can rent.
Okay.
Why do these people have wheelchairs? Have other people perpetrated this scheme? That's the other thing. Would you pose as military for a discount?
No. No, I wouldn't.
I think the issue.
Why is that so different?
Because
what if the person who you are purchasing the ticket, maybe a military member, is in a handicap situation?
Okay, if these tickets were only for military members, I would not fake it to buy a military ticket. I would not do that.
Really? Even if you knew that those seats would be open, if you were guaranteed that you could sit in those seats and no other veterans or active military would be there, you wouldn't do that? Really? Because this feels pretty similar.
If it was the same thing as the situation I'm laying out, then maybe.
Then maybe. If
it's maybe, it's a yes.
If all of the military in the audience had an opportunity to buy the tickets and then I just came up and was like, hey, do they have any of those stolen valor tickets left? And they were like, oh, yeah, the show starts in 15 minutes. Nobody's bought them there. Then, then call me George Patton.
If somebody could... No.
Oh, my
To the last drop of gasoline, to the last drop of blood.
Okay, I'm starting to think... I think the issue is if you were to actually get a wheelchair.
We are going to have the military community united against you and anybody who has any level of morality about people in handicapped situations.
I think the wheelchair is the issue here. Like, if you show up and you are guaranteed that if you do not get that ticket, that seat will be open, then I think at that point it's just an empty space for you to use. But I don't feel good about you wheeling in there. I think just bring a lawn chair.
Dude, I'll be popping wheelies the whole way in there looking like, look what Homelander did to me.
No, the best part is going to be when he forgets that he's in a wheelchair and does something that somebody in a wheelchair should not be able to do.
Stand up to go to the restroom.
Just muscle memory. Right. Just be like, all right, honey, I'll be right. Do you need another popcorn?
Stand up and
stretch. Do some calisthenics.
Exactly.
Touch your toes.
If you're guaranteed that space is available and you are not taking it from anybody that needs handicap accessible seats, that's fine, but the wheelchair is still a problem.
Okay, Tyler Dow brings up a good point. When you guys use the restroom here, do you guys ever use the handicap stall? Do you guys ever use the handicap restroom? Because all of you know
what is the handicap restroom?
On the corner there.
No.
It's the cleanest restroom in the whole place.
Correct, which is why I know that you regularly go there and defile it. Like, it's only posing as the cleanest restroom.
Everybody has used a handicap stall or bathroom at some point in their life.
Yeah. Let's take another call. I feel like somebody out there has to be on my side about this.
Marvin is in Murfreesboro. What do you got, Marvin?
Marvin's Milk, Mother's Milk. He's with me.
Hey. I am one of those Nashvilleians that's really excited about us getting the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I am not a current PSL holder, but I will have PSLs in the new stadium.
Okay.
I already have them. Lucas, Buck, you guys will remember me. I shared a Steve McNair story with you guys, and y'all were kind enough to award me the tickets. So, I'm in a wheelchair. I have an electric wheelchair. I have many friends that love to try to drive my electric wheelchairs and race me. I don't think there is anything wrong. If those tickets are available, Robert, 30 minutes before the showing, 15 minutes before the showing, I don't think there's anything in the world wrong with you sitting in that section. Now, whether you roll in there with a wheelchair or not, I mean, if it's just for the movie.
No, Marvin, come on, Marvin.
No, don't kick him off. Don't kick him off. Do you have one I can borrow, Marvin?
No.
I do.
Marvin, oh my gosh.
I do. I will loan you a wheelchair.
No.
That's my dog, dude. That's my dog. That's Marvin, man.
I will.
You're about to be in Marvin's room, man.
I mean,
Marvin, thank you so much for the call.
At
We
this
appreciate
point,
it. I don't know.
who the hell are we to say?
I just completely takes the wind out of my sails. Not only is he approving, he's rubber stamping you by offering you his own wheelchair as somebody who needs one. Do you feel good about what you just did?
That's what all of you people out there in your cars, in your cubicles, listening to this show going, oh, how could he ever do this? Marvin's on my side, and Marvin's in a wheelchair. So you can take that to the bank and smoke it.
I feel almost worse about him now using Marvin and his wheelchair as a shield.
Darius, if Marvin's okay with it, it's
No.
cool with me. That's right, baby. I might not even take Cheyenne. I might take Marvin. Marvin, you ever watch The Boys? We can get you caught up.
Just imagine him riding in on the front of Marvin's electric wheelchair.
I mean, I have no words.
All right. I think we found out. I think we found out what we needed to find out.
We have
Gonna be
done.
buying these tickets.
We have done a social experiment today, and I feel rotten. So, Lucas was at Geodis Park last night. We'll get back to the Super Bowl stuff, but this is Super Bowl adjacent, I would say. Not only is Nashville SC now, as of this morning, the best team in MLS, not only did they play on their first edition, not Apple TV's first edition, but their first edition of Sunday Night Soccer, which is a new Apple TV or a recent Apple TV feature. Lucas was on the call here last night. I'm sure some of you heard it. Nashville SC is the best team in this city, the most consistent team in this city, it would seem. Since when did they become an MLS team? From
2020.
Okay, so since 2020, is Nashville SC the best team in this city?
Since then, the
Titans were good.
We're the one
Still,
seed in
they were
21.
still good.
Yep. Now, do the Titans have a playoff win since then? No.
They do not, because they lost in the 2020, or I guess that would have been the 2021 playoffs to Roberts Ravens.
Their last playoff win was during that AFC Championship run.
Yes.
Against the Ravens. So, Titans do not have a playoff win since then. So, on aggregate, yes, Nashville, though it has had a lull in the end of the Gary Smith era and the beginning of the B.J. Callahan era. On aggregate, Nashville has been the most competitive team in Nashville. I don't know how they're doing this right now with
because they're hurt as hell, right?
4 starters down, 2 of their 3 All-Stars last year, and Sam Surridge, one of the best goal scorers in the league, and Andy Nahar at right back are out for the count currently, and they just keep winning. I mean, Warren Madrigal steps in for Sam Surridge, has 4 goal contributions in the last 3 games. Hani Mukhtar, the story is Hani Mukhtar from last night. What he did. There's some things that if you sort of pose a scenario and in sports or life or whatever, and somebody hears that scenario and say, oh, please, like that's just, you're just making that up, right? Nashville won its 100th game as a club last Wednesday in New England. So last night, they're going into the game looking for win number 101, and a win will put them at the top of the MLS standings. Also going into the game, Hani Mukhtar was on 98 career goals as a Nashville player. So what does he do? He scores a hat trick with 2 world-class free kicks to score his 99th, 100th, and 101st career Nashville goal to seal the 101st win for the club since its MLS existence began. Oh, and to vault it to the top of the Major League Soccer standings. Some scripts just can't be written because they just don't seem realistic. And that's one of them, it feels like. Geodis Park was rocking last night. World-class performance by Hani. And they only have 1 game before this long World Cup break. So the fact that they could, despite CONCACAF schedule congestion and injuries, finish this first half of the MLS season at the top of the league standings with a game in hand, no less, going into the World Cup break, it's insane. It's an insane thing that they're accomplishing in real time.
So I, again, pose the question, and I'll make it a poll. At Buck Rising is where you can vote on the polls at the end of the show. Is, or who, I guess which is probably the better
Why? How?
grammatical phrasing.
When?
Which Nashville professional sports team is the most consistent since 2020? Feels like we can start a post-COVID conversation at this point, like a BC type of situation, because I do think there's a conversation for all of them over that period of time. The Preds weren't god-awful.
I just don't think it's close to be. I mean, we could put it to a poll, but the Preds have bottomed out since then.
Yes.
The Titans have continued to bottom out since then.
No, I'm saying I think it's SC, and I don't think the voting is going to come back that way. I would just be, I'd be curious.
We'll see.
Because, obviously I've got a football-heavy following. I don't know if there would be any difference if you put it out on your social media versus me, but I would be curious to see what the voting looks like. What do you got, Robert?
Nothing on this, but
Oh, I thought you were looking at me and
I have a
muttering into
loophole.
microphone.
I have a loophole.
Now we're back to this.
And someone called in to try to tell me this.
already. You already won.
No, someone called in and tried to tell me it was illegal. It was illegal to do this and pose as a handicapped person. And while it is not criminally offensive, it is against ADA regulation. So I went to the ADA website to figure out where they land on things like this. And they have an ADA frequently asked questions form that says this: who can purchase tickets for accessible seats at a venue or a concert? And the answer is, even though accessible seats are referred to as wheelchair spaces under the 2010 ADA standards, a person does not need to be a wheelchair user or have mobility disability to purchase a ticket for an accessible seat. People with disabilities that require the features of an accessible seat can also purchase those tickets. For example, a person with a service animal may purchase that ticket for accessible seating if they require an additional space for their animal. So, I bring my cats.
No, you're not.
I bring the cats to the movie. I don't even need a wheelchair in that case. I think they would have to provide a seat for me.
What are Paris and Winston going to do in a movie theater?
Take a nap.
No.
Same thing they do when I watch it at home. Just lay on my little chest. Let me give them scritches under their chins.
See what happens when you try to talk soccer with us. It's really great what SC is doing. And I swear to God, I want to talk about it. Robert.
It's Robert that I just can't keep. I just can't. I don't know. Despite my best efforts.
But I do think there's a conversation around that because the World Cup is how many days away?
Oh, we're on 25, 26?
And I wonder how many people identify. I think we've got three different representations here. I think Robert does not care. Do you care at all about the World Cup, honestly?
I care because Lucas cares.
Okay, but if Lucas was not involved, would you care about the World Cup?
It's not the NFL. The answer is no.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not.
Correct. So
If it's not the NFL, the answer is no.
he does not care. I am interested as a casual consumer of sports that are not the sport that I work, right? And you are a fan of the game historically.
It's life and death.
Yes.
Yes.
So we so dramatic.
It's life and death, and June and July will be the biggest months of my life.
Okay,
Yeah.
buddy. So yeah, we I think are well represented on this show as far as what the American consumer looks like for this upcoming World Cup. So maybe, I don't know if it's today, I don't know if it's tomorrow, because it's not a super busy sports week, if we could have some conversation about how American sports fans are preparing, if at all, for America, North America, as a host cup or host region, area, continent for the World Cup.
Of which Nashville was almost a part of.
Yes. But it doesn't, I mean, we wouldn't have been close, right? Because it was contingent on the stadium.
Right.
And the stadium stuff was still unsettled. How many years ago did they decide the host cities?
Oh,
It's been several at this point. I remember
5.
watching that terrible television show on Fox.
Yeah, definitely before the 2022 World Cup started.
Yeah. So anyway, we will get back to those conversations. But yeah, congratulations to Nashville SC. You said it was a top 3 night at Geodis Park last night.
I think so. Absolutely. Easily a top 3 Hani Mukhtar performance, no doubt. And shout out to Brian Schwacke, who came up with some incredible saves to keep the 3 points, too.
So there is also some NFL news that just really pisses me off. We'll talk about it coming up next. If your energy's off, if things aren't working like they used to, you're not alone. Happens to a lot of guys. As you start to get up there in age, your body starts to change. And that's where the Tennessee Men's Clinic, powered by Men's Pro, comes in. What you'll like about them is that they've been doing this for years. They're not just the newest fly-by-night place or sketchy online pill. You're working with true medical providers. They run labs and will build a plan specifically around you as an individual, not some one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter type of deal. They treat low performance, ED, weight loss, and even peptides like NAD+. Their treatments have worked for thousands of men, and most guys say they wish they would have come in sooner. Right now, your lab panel and consultation, just $99. So call them today at 615-208-9090. That's 615-208-9090, or visit them online at TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's, hot chicken, and selfishness. You're just going to play wheel-themed songs all day because you've won?
I don't know if I've won.
I think you've won.
At what cost?
Robert was getting a little what's the word, self-conscious, perhaps, because he received just a little bit of negative feedback in the YouTube chat.
I thought they liked me.
From, how many people? Were there 3? Were there 4?
I think it was 5.
that were yelling at us, apparently. I don't have the YouTube chat up, but were yelling at us, apparently. Talk sports! What sports, you idiot? And you want to talk about the Pistons getting blown out by the Cavs last night? You're really invested in that game, are you?
We got a Game 7 tonight.
Yeah.
Buffalo looking to go. That place is going to go insane.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Get through to the conference finals. And NBA conference finals action starts tonight.
Yes. So there are sports, yes, but like sports that people in any world in this city would tell us that they care about. I don't know. I mean, it's a fun thing to watch, but you're not asking us to break down the Sabres and the Cavs, I think, today. So, yes, we can have a little fun with that. If those are the kind of people that are hanging out in the chat, I think those 5 people can go away. It's going to be okay. We do have some level of discussion around the NFL's Accelerator program. So, were you familiar with the NFL's Accelerator program prior to reading this Jeremy Fowler update, we'll call it?
Of course.
So the principle of this, at least when it was theorized, right? These things have evolved, some devolved over the course of several years, was to give candidates who may not have the opportunity to get in front of NFL ownership with regularity, in front of NFL ownership. It is a big part, and some people may push back on this because it did not go well with Rand Carthon, but Rand Carthon also participated in the Accelerator program. You know who thought the Accelerator program was a very important thing, Lucas? You already brought him up once today. Coach Dave McGinnis was a huge part of the Accelerator program. When we would go up to Combine, he would take meetings with people. He would help not train, but coach people on the way to handle the Accelerator program. And it was, for many people, a good thing, especially, again, I don't want to get into the political side of diversity, equity, and inclusion as it relates to the NFL. There are people who are doing that already, and the NFL is managing it. But there are situations that are not entirely equitable as far as the hiring practices go. It's not even about the racial component of things. It's just about who has access to the most power in the room, and should there be more equitable access for ease if it leads to a broader and better pool of candidates. Yes? We agree that that is the purpose.
Yes.
We agree that that is not a political situation. It's just widening the pool of potential people where there may be better candidates. Maybe there's not, but you might find out through the Accelerator program. So the latest reporting on this is that the NFL is now tinkering with the Accelerator program. Adam Schefter reported it as revamped. So Jeremy Fowler actually did the reporting here. Adam Schefter just publicized it. The NFL's revamped Accelerator program features several notable head coaching and general manager candidates, and even a head coach from 2025. The program, created in 2022 with the intention of increasing diversity in leadership roles, but paused in 2025, returns at the NFL owners' meetings Monday and Tuesday in Orlando, Florida. Among the notable names in the 34-person pool obtained by ESPN are Chargers offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel, who was just recently an NFL head coach. Mike McDaniel is also a minority, for what it's worth. So there are ways that you can justify this if you wanted to, but not in the ways that it should be. Mike McDaniel has had opportunities. He's a very public figure. Mike McDaniel's not going to have a hard time getting interviews, getting coverage, getting additional, if this goes well in L.A., opportunities. It said the program shifted focus from high-potential candidates to senior-level executives and coaches more aligned with head coach and general manager readiness. So now they are, after widening the pool with the intention of finding better candidates, they are now shrinking the pool to people like Mike McDaniel who have already done these jobs, who already have access to this. Lucas, to me, this is not in the spirit of the rule, or it's in the spirit of the program, what the program is intended to help, which is a good thing that it was intended to help. In fact, I think it works to the opposite. I think it gives them the opportunity to be more exclusive. And that's not what this should be. Maybe people think that's, maybe people think that's a larger political statement. I really don't. I'm talking about the pool of candidates that you can pull from in the NFL. Because we agree, a lot of people who get hired aren't very good at these jobs. in the way that it was being done before the accelerator program existed. At least from my estimation. You guys may push back on that or think differently.
Yeah, it is interesting to see a guy like Mike McDaniel who,
Come on.
What are we accelerating for him, right? What is this accelerating for Mike McDaniel?
Literally getting head coaching interviews this cycle.
Who was considered to be one of the best coordinator hires of the cycle and is very, very regarded highly as an offensive mind in the NFL. And I think we will all be surprised if he's not a head coach again, especially if this stint with the Chargers goes well with Justin Herbert. So it kind of seems to defeat the purpose a little bit.
Well, and again, I assure you, I am not trying to have a political discussion around this, but I did reach out to somebody who would have knowledge of the situation on this to help me understand why are they doing this now? And the way that it was explained to me is that they are trying to avoid President Trump's oversight here, essentially, because the NFL, as we've talked about, is currently being sued in the state of Florida over the Rooney Rule. I'm sure people have seen this clip. Again, these are political figures operating in the sports space, infringing into the sports space. I'm trying to keep it a sports conversation, but this does directly impact the infrastructure of the sport. So you'll forgive me if it feels any kind of political. It's just where we are right now, who's in office, and things that are going on with pro football. But it's not the thing that they are being sued over, Lucas, is the Rooney Rule. And what is the Rooney Rule?
That teams have to interview, 2 or more minority candidates?
Right.
Yeah.
This is trying to create a broader hiring pool. This has nothing to do with minority hiring as I can see it. The accelerator program is not specifically minority based or there to favor minorities in the way that the Rooney Rule is expressly designed to. So the NFL is giving them something here that looks optically like they're paring down on the DEI stuff to maybe avoid litigation in Florida. I think that's crazy. Anyway, 615-737-1045. We can get back to Nashville SC, who is winning at a very high rate despite battling through a number of injuries, and also have a World Cup conversation as we are how many days away?
23.
23 days away from the World Cup. I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone. Nothing worse than a plumbing, HVAC, or electrical emergency. You don't know what it will cost or if it'll get fixed correctly or if the people that come to fix it are just trying to upsell you on something, which is why Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical are there to help you because they are going to make sure that your problems get resolved quickly. Their experts are going to ensure that. And the price you're told, this is the most important part, the price you're told is the price you'll actually pay. No hidden fees, no surprises when you get your bill. Hiller has been in business for over 35 years. They're family owned and operated. Their techs are professional, experienced, and trustworthy. When they're on their way, you receive a photo of the tech that's been assigned to you and a link to track them in real time so you don't waste your time waiting around. 100% satisfaction guaranteed of happy you'll be or the service is free. That's the Happy Hiller promise. So book online easily today at happyhiller.com.
11 o'clock. Good morning from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. NFL owners are voting at this Tuesday's Spring League meeting on the 2030 Super Bowl host. According to NFL Network, Nashville is expected to be named the host at the new Nissan Stadium. Last night, Hani Mukhtar scored a hat trick as Nashville SC beat LAFC 3-2 to rise to the top of the MLS standings. Mukhtar scoring his 99th, 100th, and 101st career Nashville goals as Nashville sealed its 101st win as an MLS club. Tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs, Sabres and Canadians facing off in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Winner moves on to face Carolina. Puck drop in Buffalo is at 6:30. Meanwhile, conference finals getting underway tonight in the NBA. Last night, the Cavs beat the Pistons in Game 7 to move on to the Eastern Conference finals, where they will take on the Knicks. But first, the action begins tonight in the West. Game 1 between Spurs and Thunder in Oklahoma City. Tip-off at 7:30. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The World Cup is 23 days away. Nashville SC not participating in the World Cup. Though, how many players from Nashville SC are expected to participate in the World Cup for various clubs?
It's likely to be
or national
one.
teams, I guess, not clubs.
Yeah. So Patrick Yazbek, who is an Australian international, is having the best season of his career. He went down with a quad injury in pregame warmups before the second leg at Tigres in Mexico. It seems doubtful now, which is just gutting for him because that just felt like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Wubens Passius was not included on the Haitian national team roster that came out. Ahmed Kassem, who was born in Sweden but is of Iraqi descent, just switched his international allegiance with FIFA from Sweden to Iraq, and there's a lot of buzz around him being a part of the Iraqi national team. So right now it seems like Ahmed Kassem has the best chance to represent Nashville at the World Cup.
Okay, so 23 days from the World Cup. Robert, we have established that if Lucas was not here, that he would not care about the World Cup. Accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I enjoy the World Cup. I'm not like, I don't have a club one way or the other I'm rooting for. Egypt's not in it.
Yeah, they are.
Are they? Okay, I'm in.
Whoa.
All right. I'm good.
Is Indiana in the playoffs?
Get your most solid jersey. What are you doing?
Yes,
I mean,
Buck
he's
would wear
he's the only recognizable Egyptian soccer superstar, right?
Yeah. Right now, yeah. They're in a group with Belgium, Iran, and New Zealand. Like, they could get out of that group.
Ooh, okay. I'm in. I'll wear my flag.
You wouldn't be caught dead wearing a solid jersey.
No, it's not. It's not spelled this. It is spelled the same. Mo Salah and Robert Salah.
No, Mo spells it A-H.
Oh, you'd be safe.
Okay, we're good.
Not E-H.
Good.
Is there a game we could play, like World Cup participant or something? Like when you were saying those names, like
country?
I would not be able to distinguish that between like a famous someone else from a foreign country.
You did not know who Mo Salah was?
I didn't know. Who was the first one you said? It was like Huxpa or something.
No, he's talking about Nashville SC players.
Ahmed Kassem?
The one before that.
Wubens Passius?
Wubens Passius, yes.
It's a
Great name. Yeah.
I would not know Wubens Passius was a World Cup participant or
He's not.
drink from the country that you're saying he's
We're
from.
an East Nashville bar.
Yes. Anybody? Hey, can you get me? Anybody want anything? Anybody? I'm getting drinks. Yeah. Could I get a Wubens Passius on the rocks?
Ooh, what would that? That has to be something with maybe rum, maybe tequila.
Maybe
Either way.
both.
The World Cup is not going to interest Robert. I am interested.
We're going to
enjoy
drag
it.
Robert to some watch parties. It's
Are
going to
we?
be. It's going to be a time.
Well,
yeah.
I think that, to take him somewhere where there's booze, he doesn't have to pay attention or care about what's going on to enjoy himself.
Okay. Is Ireland in it?
No.
Okay. Who would be my World Cup team then?
The U.S.
Yeah. I mean, what do you mean?
Don't they stink? Don't they stink though? I want to root for somebody good.
Well, and that's the thing that we need to talk about.
Is Qatar good?
No.
The Korean Republic, are they good?
I would be more comfortable morally for you rooting for Korea.
You are going to root for the United States of America in the World Cup that the United States is hosting. What are we even talking about here?
But he's right. They stink.
U.S.
right?
is good, but they're not like the number one exporter of potassium. Like, that's Uzbekistan, not
Potassium.
Kazakhstan. So, okay, is Uzbekistan good? I want to be a stan for Uzbekistan.
No, they're not. There's a lot of minnows in this World Cup. They expanded it to include the Uzbekistans and Curacao and Cape Verdes of the
down
world.
Every tournament of consequence in the world.
Seems that way.
So my question with this is because Lucas joked kind of that it was life or death, the World Cup, and very quickly we all realized he's not joking. For me, it is a casual thing, but I'm going to enjoy it. It's a fun thing every year, every summer, certainly. The fact that the last one was in November was just such a bummer for us in the middle of the sports calendar because you can't really pay attention to it. And so I wonder, because I was reading this tweet from our buddy Chris Childers, who does the college football show over on SiriusXM. And he had said, is it me, or is there just zero buzz for the World Cup? There were many that thought hosting in 2026 was going to create incredible momentum for soccer in the United States moving forward. It's like only a few weeks away, 23 days, as we mentioned, I add parenthetically, and I feel like nobody cares. Absolutely nobody cares, he writes. Hashtag FIFA, hashtag World Cup. So I don't know if that's accurate because I don't know who Chris Childers is talking to. I know that I don't have a ton of friends who are diehard soccer fans, but I know that when the World Cup comes around, people will be interested, right? Especially if the U.S. has a case. Because what Robert's saying is accurate. The fact that they may suck is really killing us here as far as any positive momentum for national team pride. And I don't want to say that national team pride necessarily, because I do think, like when the women were playing at an incredibly dominant level, I remember regularly going and watching Women's World Cup games because they were just a wagon at every turn for multiple World Cups. The U.S. men have never achieved those heights in any sense of the imagination. So to say that there would lose momentum for national team pride maybe is not how I should categorize it, other than to say momentum for the sport and interest in the sport geographically, it would be huge. If the U.S., we didn't think that a lot of people, I think there is a stigma, Lucas, that they're dead on arrival.
The vibes are not great right now. I have no idea what to expect from the U.S. men's national team. They have not won a knockout round game in a World Cup since 2002 in South Korea and Japan. They co-hosted that World Cup. So that would be a massive step. The reality is there are 5, maybe 6 countries that feel like could feasibly win the World Cup.
Name them.
England, which they're going to choke, but you have to put them in there. France.
It's coming home, I heard.
Yeah, so they say. Spain. I believe Portugal should absolutely be in there. Argentina and Brazil. To me, those are the 6 that can feasibly win this World Cup. And for the rest of the countries, everybody has their different sort of barometers for success. The Iraqi national team has not been in a World Cup since 1986. If they can get a goal or a result in the group stage, Iraq is going to be partying in the streets. It's kind of the beautiful thing about it. For a lot of countries, one win at the World Cup is everything. And for others, like the United States, the baseline is get out of the group.
Yeah.
And then can you do something? Can you win a group or a knockout round game or two? We'll see. But to Chris Childers' tweet, I think FIFA took a lot for granted. Just sort of people that are very out of touch and said, okay, we're going to the United States. Everything's big in the United States. They make things big. They have money over there. And then they took it all the way to the extreme where everything has been gouged in excess. Just absolutely out of control. The prices for games, for transportation. These FIFA fan fests are basically these set up parties with giant screens that they set up in every host city outside of the stadiums, have always been free. Now they're trying to charge for them. All sorts of things that they kind of just said, no, Americans have money, we'll be good. And Americans are saying, okay, like maybe we could pay for this stuff, but we also know when we're just straight up being taken advantage of.
Also, we got into a war that has just wrecked. I mean, actually, I don't want to say it's wrecked the economy, because the economy actually is surprisingly good. It's just the price of things are just dreadful everywhere. No matter what it is, groceries, gas, all these different things. Like, economically, it's not. At least The market doesn't seem to be shifting as violently as it was.
Yeah.
But again.
So the just unfiltered, unbridled, obvious extreme greed from FIFA has just hung over this World Cup, where they prop it up like, oh, it's a celebration of the world's game and the world coming together. But how many people are you excluding with these marks to go to a game and sit in the nosebleeds for $1,500? So that has put a damper on it, I must say. And I've had to kind of put blinders up on that stuff and recognize that it sucks. And there may be stadiums that are not full in this World Cup because people are saying, no, we're not going to pay for that. And I don't think FIFA cares. I think FIFA's going to hit their mark, and we'll proceed and we'll see how it looks. But I've got blinders up, and I'm just saying, no, I'm very excited. I love it. This is every 4 years.
No, I know. But
I count down to this.
I know.
It's in the country that I live in. So once the games start and get rolling, I think it's one of those things that is the average American fan, like reading up all the previews and talking about it leading up
like
to
they
it.
might a college football's preview season magazine or something like that.
But I think once the games start and watch parties are happening, people just are all in. They love what it's like the Olympics, man, with hockey. People were all in, right? Nobody was like previewing the Winter Olympic hockey tournament other than big time hockey fans.
But what's the difference? We were excellent in men's and women's.
Yes.
We were excellent. Like it was unavoidable. If the U.S. was some middling team, it's not just that the thing was happening. It's that we were good.
Yeah.
Right. So, I think that, man, it is disappointing because I think FIFA is such a larger organization than any of the domestic sports leagues that we would talk about. There's so much more under the FIFA umbrella. So many more, dirty political discourses, actually political discourses to, the thing would not be in Qatar if it wasn't for dirty politics.
It's in Saudi Arabia in 2034.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the U.S. is as guilty as anybody on some of this stuff, and not on some of this stuff. You know what I mean? But I do think that they are a rock and a hard place to hear you describe the idea.
Were you making a joke between a rock in a hard place?
No.
Oh.
No, I was not.
I love how Robert's brain works.
It was instantaneous, too. Like, what triggers in your head when people just say things, and then it's a fascinating watch.
Sometimes I'll see words and just be like, oh, you could do this with that. Like, and I'll be like, oh, if you took this off, that would be this word.
But the 1994 World Cup in the United States was a smash hit, right?
We were good.
It got out of the group. Like, that is success. It has been success for the United States.
I think if you polled the average, again, American sports fan, not the average soccer American sports fan, that they would say, no, they're not going to make it out of the group. The U.S. is no good.
Yeah, no, going into that 94 World Cup, there were zero expectations for the U.S. men's national team. And the
best place to exist.
They beat a contender at that time in Colombia in the group stage. They got out of the group, and that was success. And it did create a lot of momentum for the sport. MLS was created less than 2 years later. But I think a lot of that was taken for granted going into 2026, thus the crazy prices, which was not a factor in 1994. Everything was very reasonable from what I am told. I was a year before I was born. But a lot was taken for granted, I think. And the expectation level is absolutely higher for the U.S. men's national team. And we don't have a ton of confidence going in because we just don't really know where this team is right now. I don't know a ton about their identity. We have a big-name manager in Mauricio Pochettino that's managed some of the biggest clubs and biggest names in European and world soccer at the helm. So it's kind of like, okay, I guess we'll just, Jesus take the wheel here. Hopefully he knows what he's doing. But it could go one of two ways. To me, it's going to be extreme one way or another for the U.S. It's either going to be a crash out and an epic disaster, or they're going to figure it out because they are a talented team. And they're going to get out of the group and, make some noise in the knockout round, which would be success for the U.S. men's national team and would be success, to be clear, for the majority of nations in this World Cup.
I just can't get over the calculation of being okay with empty stadiums because Americans, they have money.
I mean, I'm telling you.
For a sport that America has famously, had a casual interest in unless we are excellent.
I don't think FIFA cares. I really don't.
So
I think,
and that was my larger point. Like, FIFA's so much bigger, but they are just the most broken thing. It's the most corrupt sports leagues go.
It's the most corrupt sporting organization in the history of the planet, right? Like, that's not up for debate.
Not even close.
And the best part is they're a nonprofit. But I think FIFA,
the NFL, the NFL has some nonprofit protections, which is crazy.
I think if you present FIFA with two options, say, you hit this mark financially, but some of those stadiums don't look so good. As opposed to you get a little below that mark, but man, the fans, the real fans are at these games.
No,
I think they're taking the former. I really do. I just don't think they care. They can say they care, but none of their actions have indicated that.
Well, that's people who don't care. I mean, you have people in these leagues and these roles, right? You have people, and by the way, a lot of times it's their job to care more about the bottom line than it is about the actual sport itself. And I know Pate talks about this a lot with college football. Like, find people who care more about college football than the people who are currently making decisions on behalf of college football, right? As opposed to, basically coming into this thing trying to maximize profits like a corporation, and a lot of them are. So I get it. There's a balance here. We don't live in a fantasy world where these things don't have to make the kind of money that they make, or aren't capable of making the kind of money that they make, which is just outrageous wealth. Anyway, 615-737-1045 is how you jump in the meantime. Let's talk about the Nashville Super Bowl a little more, because that has continued to be reported. The NFL ownership will vote on it in their meetings in Florida this week. An announcement is expected very soon. In fact, the vote, I believe, is tomorrow. And so we will talk about what the Nashville Super Bowl means coming up next.
So it's officially unofficial that Nashville will host the Super Bowl in 2030 in the new Nissan Stadium. So naturally, the next question that we turn to, welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken. We know Hattie B's will be around in 2030 in that East Nashville location.
And beyond. And forever.
Yes.
Hattie B's forever.
I keep driving by that East Nashville spot on Gallatin. There's some pretty cool things in the works there. Stay tuned.
They're probably like, who is this creature that keeps patrolling our property?
The man on
How's
the
it
street.
going over there, fellas?
Just checking in.
Yeah, this place is starting to look like what it's going to look like. Are you guys hanging drywall?
Is there anybody in the audience who would understand that joke?
No, just us.
Okay,
That's
fine.
okay. So the natural question is, can and will the Titans be Super Bowl contenders by 2030? And what would that process look like over the course of the next 4 years? What would that mean for Cam Ward, for Robert Saleh? What has to happen in the next 4 years for the Titans to legitimately have an opportunity to play in the Super Bowl that's hosted here in Music City?
So 4 seasons from now, including the upcoming season.
26, 27, 28, and 29.
Okay.
Nashville will host the Super Bowl that happens in February of 2030.
Right. Well, Cam would have to be healthy. Like it would have to be a situation where they have properly supported him first and foremost, where he hasn't gone through one of these crash courses, because by that time, Cam Ward's 5th-year option would be what?
Oh. What's the 5th-year option for a quarterback now? What is CJ Stroud?
It would be 29. So 2029 would be Cam Ward's 5th-year option. So Cam Ward, I think, would have to be a second contract quarterback at minimum. Not just like, all right, we'll figure it out. Not like Trevor Lawrence or what else are we going to do type situation. He would have to be a bona fide player worthy of an extension by the time they get to, he would be on a second contract, essentially, by the time we get to 2030. So, huge component around Cam. They cannot afford to, what set them back consistently? It's been the roster decisions that have sandbagged them for years and that compound, right? Because they had gotten into this hole under John, dug themselves into a hole. They I don't want to say they grifted off of 2019 for a while, but they survived off the 2019 draft class for a longer than they probably should have, right? For as many of those players as they hit on. And that bought them a little bit of grace while Isaiah washed out and Traylon washed out and Caleb Farley washed out. And that's just the first round guys, right? You're talking about Dylan Radins of the world and all these other failed draft picks. Even the guys who worked out but weren't second contract players here. Like Roger McCreary a good player? I think he's a solid player.
Yeah.
A solid, available, consistent player. Roger McCreary is a third-round pick. No, a second-round pick. As a second-round pick, was not a game-changing type of player for them on the outside at corner. Neither was Christian Fulton, right? They had multiple situations at multiple important positions compound to put them in a hole that they have not yet been able to dig themselves out of. So now we sit here in 2026 where you're looking at them, and I think we categorize them as what? Fun and frisky, or at least they should be.
Yep.
If you're fun and frisky in 2026, you damn well, you could have already cycled out of your competitive window as far as the Super Bowl contention goes. Like you could have achieved this thing, and maybe by 2030 it's starting to decline a little bit if this thing goes correctly, right?
My biggest question is, if it goes correctly, as you put it, here in the next, let's say, 2 to 3 seasons, what Robert Saleh's situation looks like in terms of the coaching staff.
And that's the thing that could damn him the most, right? Because we talked about Vrabel, obviously. You brought up the other day Dan Campbell and the situation in Detroit. I mean, how much do you trust that moving forward? Because it seems almost 1-to-1.
Because if the Titans are on a Super Bowl trajectory over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, it stands to reason Brian Daboll will not still be the offensive coordinator here in 2030, right? No. Like, if that's the path that they're on, then Daboll, who was in the running for some head coaching jobs this past offseason, will likely have landed another head coaching gig by that time. So what does that sort of, how sustaining will the offensive side of Robert Saleh's coaching staff be? That, to me, might be the biggest question. There's Cam Ward, and can he take that leap and be the franchise quarterback and hit on draft picks? All of those questions. But what does Robert Saleh's coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball look like in 2030?
And what is, because the whole thing behind at least part of the thing behind hiring Robert Saleh was that he had allegedly pitched them on some kind of succession plan in a post-Dable world where they would have options that were reliable to be future play callers, or at least a future play caller for the franchise. But again, 2030, the Super Bowl in 2030 is a long way away.
Yeah. Shea Tierney kind of feels like one of those guys for Saleh, the quarterback's coach.
Robert, do you want to do some Big J journalism for the Combine without, telling everybody where you heard things on Shea Tierney, or were you not paying attention to that point?
I was paying attention, but you can do it.
Not a lot of great feedback around Shea Tierney from his previous stop. But that's Brian Dable's boy, right? So I'm not saying that's like the next Todd Downing type of situation. But just because he gets Brian Dable's stamp of approval does not mean that he is going to be the best possible option. And I don't know what the succession plan. We've talked about Luke Stocker, who's currently the tight ends coach. I don't know if I think Luke would like to, at some point, continue to advance his coaching career, potentially become a play caller. There have been many, many coaches, offensive coordinators in particular, that have gone through that path, not just because he played the position, but have gone through the path of tight ends coach because it touches every part of the offense. So could that be viable? Possibly. We have no idea. It's a lot of unknowns. But the thing that is most important to the trajectory of this franchise and any level of Super Bowl contention beyond coaching attrition and whatever is Cam has to be good. Cam has to be a quarterback that we consider capable of winning a Super Bowl.
Cam has to be the man.
Cam has to be the man. He has to be able to survive. And this is the thing that Mahomes, Andy Reid gets a lot of credit, but I just don't think he gets enough credit for just how much more viable that makes it for Pat. Think about what it is to have. Is he going to have Andy Reid his entire career as a play caller? Andy Reid may retire, and then Patrick Mahomes.
That's the only thing that you could see.
Just think about the coaching staff. They haven't lost Spagnuolo.
How old could Andy Reid? That would be insane.
Andy Reid could continue to coach. I think he's younger. He's considerably younger than Pete Carroll, isn't he?
He's 68, so he's not
considerably.
He's 6 years younger. Pat Mahomes, who is 30.
Ooh, Andy Reid.
It's going to be tight.
What if
could Andy still be coaching at 78 when Pat's 40 years old?
What if Pat's like, hey, or Andy's like, hey, Pat, I think I'm done. He's gonna be like, all right, I'm good. We did enough. We got enough done here. We made enough money. We won enough rings. I'm good.
Yeah. Oh man, how long is Pat Mahomes going to go?
It would be curious, right? Because it just depends on how much he loves it, right? How much he wants to continue to compete, because he doesn't have to keep playing.
He turns 31. God, he is like
he's
almost
younger than
he's a month older than me. That makes me so sad.
Yes. And so, but that's such I don't want to say it's an under-discussed topic with Mahomes, but I feel like we almost attribute so much individual greatness to Mahomes that you would say he would be able to survive in any situation, when you very much don't know that. Right?
We haven't seen him, quote unquote, survive in every situation,
which is such an anomaly. Like
this past season,
it's different even than, and I know Josh Allen is going through change here for the first time as a head coach or with a head coach situation. So we'll see what happens with Josh Allen. But even Josh Allen has had considerably more turnover than Patrick Mahomes has as a player, while still being, I think, I don't want to say on equal footing, because obviously Pat has won more. As a winner, Patrick Mahomes is the greater player. As athletes, as competitors, I think of Allen and Mahomes and Lamar almost on the exact same plane. I really do.
Yeah, I think so. That's a poll. Will Pat Mahomes ever have a coach other than Andy Reid in the NFL?
But like, Robert, how many different OCs has Lamar had? Is it just been Greg Roman and then Munkin?
He had Marty Morningweg his rookie year, Greg Roman, Todd Munkin, and then this year with young dude.
And Declan Doyle. Burrow even has had some level of turnover, right? Because Callahan got hired away.
Yep.
There has to be stability around the coaching staff. That's so hard to do. And we're talking about
Mahomes has had turnover, but in the same way that Burrow has had turnover. Like, yeah, Callahan got hired away. That's Zach Taylor's offense.
Yeah.
Right? Like
sure.
Eric Bieniemy and Matt Nagy, Mahomes has had different coordinators. It's Andy Reid, though.
Right.
It's different for a player like...
And we're talking about a Hall of Fame coach, not Zach Taylor.
Right. But it's different for a player like Josh Allen playing for a defensive coach or Lamar Jackson playing for a CEO head coach.
Yeah. So, I mean, Cam is going to have to be one of those kind of guys, right, that we're talking about for him to keep them in a Super Bowl window. Because at that point, you could have roster attrition from guys who may or may not make it to second contracts. You may be talking about coaching staff attrition on multiple fronts, right? You could go through 2 coordinators before you get to the 2030 Super Bowl, so the 2029 season. You could have multiple situations in which you've changed coordinators. If you're Cam Ward, that seems like the fastest way to. One, it's a sign of success if people start getting hired away. I think Dable might get hired away whether Cam is successful or not, especially if things may trend in the wrong direction for whatever reason. I think Dable could get another job. The rest of that, man, like, you can't afford to start over at the quarterback position and keep things on track, because it would. How much more enjoyable would it be to talk about the idea of the Titans doing what the Bucs did a couple years ago, or what the Niners could have done, almost did this year, right? Niners were very close to hosting a Super Bowl. Bucs with Brady got to host a Super Bowl. They weren't technically the home team, I think, Brady and the Bucs, if I remember correctly. But, like, that would be an insane topic of conversation if the Titans just finally got their act together and could sustainably do the kind of things that they have done, but not for several years at this point. And certainly I don't know. I don't know how much turnover has to have before you regain trust in them being able to do it, but it's just such a we'll see proposition.
Who is more important for the Titans' Super Bowl chances in 2030? Whose success is more important, Robert Saleh or Cam Ward?
Oh, Cam.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because if the quarterback is good enough, you'll find a coach that wants to coach him. Saleh wanted the job. I mean, as early as October, people were talking about Robert Saleh and head coaching opportunities. And Tennessee, obviously, having fired their coach before anybody did, was available. What is even the argument for Saleh?
That there's
Robert Saleh would have to become something he has never been in his career.
What?
I mean, an above-average coach. An above-average head coach. He's definitely an above-average coordinator. He would have to be an above-average head coach for the first time in his career. He's never been better than 7-10. He's never made the postseason. Robert Saleh, for Robert Saleh to have an outsized impact over the quarterback, I don't even know what that looks like. He would have to be the second coming of, like, Mike McDonald.
Yeah, obviously, if we have a negative sort of answer on Cam Ward as a franchise quarterback by 2030, then your chances to be a Super Bowl contender in 2030 are almost shot.
Yeah, you got to find out before then, buddy. You got to find out, like, now.
Barring like a Sam Darnold-esque quarterback falling in your lap, and you've got a great infrastructure and a great defense like the Seahawks had last year, and Darnold kind of slotted in there perfectly, didn't have to be Superman the whole way, and they end up hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. But yeah, no, the quicker path to Super Bowl contention in 2030 is that your number 1 overall pick at quarterback hits and plays to that level.
615-737-1045 is the number. So if the expectation, if they are trending in the right direction, yeah, they better be contending far before the 2029 season. I mean, that's 3 seasons after this one. Like, people are going to get fired and I'm not saying like Mike Borgonzi or Robert Saleh or anything like that, but there are going to be changes if they're not meaningfully competitive this year.
Yeah. We can say these things, and, it's sports talk radio, but a lot of it is also such a fool's errand, right? Because we can sit here and say, yeah, they better be ramping up towards that, but did the Bengals really ramp up before getting to the Super Bowl? They were terrible.
Burrow's second year.
And then Joe Burrow was Joe Burrow despite, a leaky offensive line, and they get to the Super Bowl, right? Did the Titans ramp up in the way that we thought they would when they got the closest they've been to a Super Bowl since reaching the Super Bowl?
Oh, yes, but Marcus...
did we all predict that the Titans would almost reach a Super Bowl by trading for Ryan Tannehill?
No, that's not how I viewed it going into that season. That season was, this is a roster good enough to compete with the best in the AFC. The question is, can Marcus do it? And Marcus couldn't. And they had the fail-safe beat in. It wasn't necessarily like the ramp-up roster-wise was there, for sure. It was just, can Marcus do it? And then they had the break glass in case of emergency situation.
I'd say you see teams reach the Super Bowl.
I think Tannehill was part of the ramp up.
Sure, for that one season.
Yeah.
But when
you're not for that one season. They were in it in 2020. They were in it in 2021.
Oh, I'm talking about just getting to the AFC Championship game. Like if we...
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's so many different factors as far as like a deep playoff run, but like ramping up to contention, like going into a season, looking at a roster, be like, okay, they have done the appropriate things to make sure that they contend again.
Well, we just got a text saying this much. Like if we were to project out around this time of Marcus Mariota's career, what would it take for the Titans to be Super Bowl contenders in 2019? What would we be saying? We'd be saying, well, Mariota better be the man, right? But that's not what happened. Mariota wasn't the man in 2019. It was the cast-off quarterback that you traded for from Miami. So my only point is it feels like NFL teams that either get to or win Super Bowls here in the last decade or so, or whatever amount of time you want to assign to it, it happens as much in the most unpredictable of ways as it does in the most predictable of ways, if that makes sense, right? You have the Chiefs who got their first-round quarterback hit on maybe the most talented player we've seen, Baby Goat, as they call him, and
no, that's Mendoza.
The Super Bowls come after that. We also see teams like the Bengals that somehow get to the Super Bowl a year after being dreadful in Joe Burrow's rookie season.
The quarterback was just so much better than everything else on the roster, and Chase was a huge component of that.
Teams like the Seahawks that just put it all together, and Sam Darnold gets there in the most perfect of timing and perfect of situations. Who the hell would have predicted the Super Bowl matchup of the 2025 season at any point leading into week 1 last year? Patriots and Seahawks with Sam Darnold. So it does have, like, we can sit here and try to map out what it would take, and it's very easy to map it out and say Cam Ward being a franchise quarterback, one of the best in the league.
Fair point.
But it also tends to happen in the most twisting and turning
way that you think, right?
Yeah.
It's never as clean as all that. 615-737-1045. You can participate in the conversation if you would like to. Robert, how would you tease the next segment regarding your beloved John Harbaugh? Is he still your beloved?
Yeah, I love that dude.
Okay.
I could never hate John. Okay. John did a commencement speech this weekend. We'll listen to it.
Next. Welcome back to the show. Fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. Who was your commencement address speaker when you graduated at Tennessee?
Larry Patrick, who owns a cluster of TV and radio stations kind of scattered around the greater Southeast region.
Okay.
Was not like a celebrity, but more of somebody in the industry.
Robert at ECU?
I have no idea. I didn't go to my big one. I just went to my class, the communication school one.
I really didn't want to go. I remember being
the
like,
graduation?
can you just email me the diploma? Like, what are we doing? I got to sit here for like hours to read off every name.
Yeah, it was a long drawn out thing.
Same with high school too. I was like, I really got to go to my high school
was
graduation.
fun. I don't know. High school felt more fun. College, you're just viciously hungover from the night before. By the way, a lot of graduations this weekend around town. So a lot of people with graduating classes.
Congrats
so
to all involved.
Yes, absolutely. Well done.
Apparently, Pulitzer Prize-winning author, military historian, and ECU alumnus Rick Atkinson delivered the 2016 commencement speech.
I'm pretty sure I've told you who mine was because
Kid Rock.
Sage Steele.
Oh yeah,
which not nearly as polarizing in, when did I graduate? 2015, as she was.
She was on ESPN, right?
She was still at ESPN, yes, before she had, I don't know what she's doing now. I think she has like a YouTube channel. It's more politically driven than it is sports. But John Harbaugh cites lessons from his Ravens firing in a recent commencement address that he did at his alma mater. Robert, do you have a portion of it? Not the whole thing.
Yeah, I have a piece of it, apparently. I mean, it was pretty lengthy, but I've got you the first minute where he mentions the lessons that he learned.
Yeah.
There's going to be tough times. They're going to show up, too. You might get a call with some bad news, maybe about your job. Maybe they'll tell you they don't want you anymore. Time to move on. What happens? In those moments, I hope you'll find resilience and that you'll be able to rejoice in all the good you still have and all the people who still care for you, that you'll come to understand that there is a great opportunity on the next horizon of your life and that you can still walk together into every uncertain future with the people you love. I've learned some really important things about success, great lessons. I'd like to share one with you. It's a superpower, really. It's about the amazing power of caring and encouragement. Have you heard of those? All right? And the incredible blessing that follows. About 25 years ago, I took the time and made an intention to tell a little child how special they must be for their dad to bring them out to practice that day. They were visiting a summer practice. I saw a big smile light up a little face, and it kind of surprised me. Since then, all those years ago, I've encouraged our players to kind of get on the...
Yada, yada, yada.
Oh, okay.
It is a superpower.
Seems like a weird place to end it.
Well, it seemed a little cleaner in my head when I was listening to it, but I must have snagged off the tag. But I think it remains pretty obvious about how this guy could be a leader of men. Anyone who was disparaging John Harbaugh's
There's
name,
nothing he could have said at that podium that you wouldn't come back here and say, of course he could still be a leader of men.
That's not true. That's not true. John lives by philosophies that I also live by. If you treat people right and you are nice to people and you provide them comfort and support and help, then it will come back to help you.
How do you explain me then?
Because you don't do any of those things for anyone.
Yeah, but I'm still getting away with it.
Yeah, I don't think you're happy, though.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
I think you're miserable.
I agree with Robert.
I think deep down inside you wish that you were able to turn that switch on, but you've made such a bed for yourself.
Yeah.
You've made such a nest that you have to sit up there like the angry, scorned eagle. How dare these rabbits play in my field? How dare they come down here and wear their children around and play around with them in the field? I think I'm going to have to disrupt this happy family.
Now you have to be an empty shell for the rest of your life, and pretty soon the walls are going to close in. But yes, John Harbaugh.
As long as I'm light.
Very inspirational. Is that his alma mater, Miami of Ohio?
There you go. Yeah,
Cradle of coaches, right? Who else is from there?
Him, Ben Roethlisberger, Brian Pillman. You guys familiar with the loose cannon?
No?
That's okay.
Are you?
Oh, Brian Pillman?
I just assumed.
Hollywood Blonde?
Oh, I
Stone
thought
Cold
you-
Steve Austin's
I thought
best
you were
tag
just
team
making
partner?
up a thing.
No, I would never. He's the only man to ever appear on the USA Channel and brandish a weapon on WWE programming.
Who's the worst person Who's given a commencement address, I wonder? Like, worst famous person. Not in terms of them being a bad person, but like, who's given the worst commencement address?
Harrison Butker's was pretty rough.
Oh, I never heard
that's
of it.
probably...
Is that where he went? That's where he started to gain infamy.
Yeah, he's like, don't pursue a career.
Oh, talking to women.
Just be a mother and a wife. Yes. Career? What career? Get back in the kitchen.
Basically, Shiloh Sanders.
And then the Chargers, remember, because the Chargers took a shot at him on one of their Sims schedule release videos. They had Harrison Butker in the kitchen with an apron.
Sandwich, yeah. Harrison Butker, not ideal.
GQ.
Who the hell is picking Harrison Butker to be the commencement?
He literally got up there and tried to inspire women to get back in the kitchen.
Jesus.
So that's the worst one I've seen at a commencement. Again, commencement of people that are graduating that have just worked for years for a diploma to help build a career.
Your pre-law? It didn't matter. Your dental studies?
Career?
No worries.
You don't want a career.
You want a turkey on rye.
Where's the gabagool? Dang it.
Oh. Where is that guy now? What's he doing? Didn't he? He's somewhere. He's not with the Chiefs anymore, is he?
Harrison Butker?
I thought they signed the Steelers kicker, the Chiefs. Boswell?
No, Boswell got an extension with the Steelers. Butker's still with Kansas City.
Oh, okay. Very good.
He's still there.
Still a good kicker.
Proud kicker.
Proud something.
He's very proud of his wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. Or else.
What she does. You think she works?
Are you kidding? He would leave her if she did. I think
it would be hilarious if she did, and he's like taking it out, like he's expressing his frustrations that he's been bottled up at home on the stage.
She's not cooking every day.
He's trying to send a message, be like, "Wouldn't it be great if you came home after a hard day's work and there was dinner,
Home cooked meal."
Oh, God. 615-737-1045. Yeah, I would have liked Joe Buck instead of Sage Steele. I'd Sage, just because, I don't know. I think Joe Buck's cooler than Sage Steele. Nothing personal.
Who would be the best one?
At Indiana?
For Lucas. If you got to pick at Tennessee, yeah. If you got to pick.
Ooh, that's a fun game.
It'd probably be Dolly.
Jim Wyatt.
Ooh.
But he's an alumni.
He's a Tennessee alum.
But he's not a Tennessee fan.
I don't care. Jim would inspire me. That's who I wish I had.
He's the only person I know that went to that school that just does not think anything of them.
It would still be great.
Athletically, I'm sure he has a lot of respect for professors. And
Jim
stuff
Wyatt
like
or Teresa Walker, esteemed graduates of
kiss ass. What
UT journalism. Teresa Walker will be in studio with us tomorrow. By the way, 12:20.
She texted me on what was it, Thursday or Friday? We were at the golf course. Was that Thursday? She asked that I never sing on the show again. So I'll have to sing for Teresa when she comes in.
She'll tell it like it is, too.
Yeah, she's not always right, but she'll definitely tell you. So yours would be, actually, Jimmy?
That'd be awesome.
Nothing. Yeah, I'm not saying that Jimmy wouldn't do great. I think Jimmy would crush. I think Jimmy would also be like, what do you mean, me?
No, there's plenty.
I feel like most Tennessee people would say Peyton.
People are saying Feinbaum. You would want Feinbaum to take calls. It's like, I'm glad to be here at Tennessee's commencement. We're going to take some calls. Yes, SEC Bob, what do you have to say?
Yeah. Feinbaum ripping Lane Kiffin would do well at a UT commencement speech.
Robert?
For ECU, Sandra Bullock, even though she doesn't really...
She's an ECU alum?
She is. Or
That's
she went to undergrad there, and then she was not accepted into their master's acting program, so she kind of shuns them. Huh. Yeah, all of ours either dislike...
Good. Hold a grudge.
All of ours either dislike ECU or they are problematic. Vince McMahon probably can't give a commencement speech. Linda McMahon... maybe some people would enjoy that.
They're ECU grads?
Yes.
Dude, this is blowing my mind.
That is actually nuts. How do you have no money?
What do you mean have no money?
You have no money as a program.
We're in the AAC. We have plenty of money. We lead everybody in stadium attendance. What are you talking about? Don't be pocket watching, Mr. Newfound Wealth, Indiana.
No, we've always had it.
Mr. Trust Fund over here. Don't be pocket watching his alma mater.
They've always had the money. It's just they didn't want to spend it on football because what? Yeah, it would probably be Joe Buck, I think. Joe Buck, I feel like, would do a good commencement address.
Hey, okay. East Carolina generally ranks in the upper middle tier of the American Athletic Conference.
Upper middle tier of the AAC.
Yeah, that's
you're
good.
poor.
Yes. No, not anymore. No, we have Mr. Beast money.
Not yet.
Their annual, okay, listen to this. ECU reports annual athletic operating expenses is roughly around 55 to 63 million. How do you like that?
I don't. Super Bowl talk next.
12:02, good afternoon from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. NFL owners are voting at this Tuesday's Spring League meeting on the 2030 Super Bowl host, according to NFL Network, and Nashville is expected to be named the host at the new Nissan Stadium. It should be official tomorrow. Hani Mukhtar scored a hat trick as Nashville SC beat LAFC 3-2 on Sunday night to rise to the top of the MLS standings. Mukhtar scoring his 99th, 100th, and 101st career Nashville goals as Nashville sealed its 101st win as an MLS club. PGA Championship, Aaron Rai won, closing it out on Sunday for his first career major, also the first English player to win the PGA Championship in over 100 years. Stanley Cup playoffs, the Sabres and Canadiens face off tonight. It is Game 7 in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Winner takes on Carolina. Puck drop at 6:30 in Buffalo. Conference finals get underway today in the NBA. Yesterday, the Cavs beat the Pistons in Game 7. They move on to the Eastern Conference finals to face the Knicks. But tonight, it starts in the West. Game 1 between Spurs and Thunder in Oklahoma City. Tip-off at 7:30. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Have a little news to start the noon hour, just as far as logistics go. The 2028, Robert, you said? The 2028 NFL Draft, apparently that has just come out. Who's reporting that? That it will be in Minnesota.
That is Adam Schefter.
Adam Schefter reporting that the 2028 NFL Draft will take place in Minnesota. So I wonder, as we talk about or get ready to talk about more implications of Nashville and a Super Bowl in 2030, I wonder if, and this is probably something I could ask somebody, is the NFL just taking the draft everywhere because they're not going to be able to take the Super Bowl everywhere? Like, has the draft now become a conciliatory situation? Minnesota's gotten a Super Bowl, for what it's worth. That's not why I'm saying that. But, like, you're not going to have a Super Bowl in Cleveland unless they get a dome, I guess. Even then, God, Cleveland Super Bowl. Bleh.
I mean, has the NFL done the draft anywhere that just wouldn't get the Super Bowl? I mean, they were just in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh wouldn't get it unless they had a dome, I assume. Has Pittsburgh ever hosted a Super Bowl?
I mean, ever, or like a championship game, you may have to go back years to talk about that. I just didn't know if that was something that was known about the NFL being like, yeah, you can have the draft, but you're not going to get the Super Bowl.
Guesses. When is the last time Pittsburgh has hosted a Super Bowl?
Hosted a Super Bowl.
70s?
Pre-merger.
Never.
Yeah,
Never.
Okay.
Never.
Yeah. What are you saying?
Never.
You haven't either. Like, they're not going to have the Super Bowl. The draft hasn't been to Baltimore. Draft would do well in Baltimore, I feel like. Draft would do real well in Baltimore.
They'd put it between the Orioles and the Ravens Stadium and just have a huge stage.
Because they have a lot of space in front of the Ravens Stadium on the other side of the Orioles ballpark, too. They could put that in Baltimore very easily. So, yeah, I would imagine that any place that could not get a Super Bowl will at least get the opportunity to have the draft, because it feels like, I mean, this is the other leg of this. So if we get the Super Bowl in 2030, will we get the Super Bowl in 2035? Because that's what they've done with Vegas and SoFi. Would we be on a 5-year rotation? I would like a 5-year rotation for the Nashville Super Bowl. I think that would be great. We're not in one of these tropical climates because they're going to be cold when we have the Super Bowl, but still.
What is Nashville going to look like in 2035?
Buddy.
Who's going to be top in the country charts?
Waymo. And next up, the new country hit by Waymo. Get out of my Waymo. Right now on your hit country.
Oh, man. yeah.
It's going to be a cross of country twang and what do you call EDM music, Lucas? Beat boops?
Beat boops.
Beat boops.
It's only a matter of time before the beat boops infiltrate country.
Oh, it's already infiltrated Cheyenne. Do you guys know who John Summit is?
I'm familiar with, people talk about him. He owns a label, right?
No, he's like a house music guy, an EDM guy. But every time we get in the car, Cheyenne is addicted to John Summit. Everybody get on your feet for John Summit.
She's listening to like live. What?
Yes, dude.
Cheyenne.
She will make me do like the announcer voice, like do the John Summit. Everybody get on the stage for John Summit. Wow, wow, wow.
Have we had the who's going to be the halftime show conversation?
17 times.
2030?
17 times. We've landed on a country music
A medley.
medley. Yeah, like they did in L.A. with Snoop and 50 Cent, fat 50 Cent hanging from the rafters.
What are the odds that medley could include somebody that we have never heard of yet in 2026?
Oh, the field list is it Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus?
No, Taylor Swift will be standalone. She wouldn't do a medley.
I don't think that. Yeah,
I'm saying, would it be if you were betting? Would it be you get to pick Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, Dolly Parton, Jelly Roll, all of these guys, or the field?
I would take. Oh, that's tough because if you pick the field and one of those artists is a part of it,
I don't think you.
Then do you win or lose?
Man, to do Dolly is a standalone show though. She's going to be how old? 80. She's 80 now.
Oh, watch out! Don't say anything disparaging.
I'm saying this because you are wildly insensitive. She recently put out a statement about her health. She's canceling her Vegas residency. Dolly Parton is, or at least postponing it.
It's not polite to ask a woman's age.
You are so wrong for doing that just in my ear and making me laugh.
I didn't say anything.
Dolly's going to live forever, so she is an option for 2030.
Okay.
No, I think it's going to be just a big like LA style with some older country artists that are still relevant, like Tim McGraw, and maybe like a Morgan Wallen or an Ella Langley.
I think the NFL is Morgan Wallen and Ella Langley are huge acts now.
Yes.
You're correct that I think they would mix and match, but what you're saying about that there may be somebody who's not a known commodity right now that would be a part of that performance in 2030, I think that a little unlikely because Ella Langley has been around for a couple of years now. I know I don't know, man. She's certainly fresh.
Her rise was,
but she's not a stadium act. She opened for Morgan Wallen, so they're trying to turn her into that at some point. She has been opening for Morgan Wallen in a lot of these cities.
I mean, it's the same thing that happened for Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah. Like, she opened up for Taylor Swift, got a huge impetus behind her, and then became a focal act.
I feel like she could do a halftime show.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She could be a part of a halftime show, and it would be a good halftime show. She's a great musical act. What I'm saying is, I think the NFL would, because what do you remember about the LA one? Every one of those hip-hop artists on stage could do their own stadium show, right? Like it was, I mean, maybe not 50 Cent in the modern day, but I mean,
50 could definitely do a stadium
right
show.
I mean, I don't know if it would be full, but I mean, you could sell a 50 Cent show in 2026.
Yeah, that's why I think it would be artists that have years of staying power, like Tim McGraw.
You could put Dwight Yoakam out there.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, some guitars and Cadillacs.
Generational country type of situation.
If you go back and listen to Tim McGraw's like older stuff, like it is like 90s old school country. And then he turned into the bro country and like the pop country. To his credit, he has evolved with every phase of country music over the last couple of decades. I think Tim McGraw would be a slam dunk. I don't know how they would fill in the gaps around it. Jelly would probably be a part of it.
Yeah, I think you would have to have Jelly involved. Even though I would not put him on the same, like Robert named him with Miley Cyrus and Taylor Swift, and I love Jelly to death, but I don't think we're there yet. I think that's if that's going to happen, that's going to take a few more years. And you know, I'm not doubting the guy. Obviously, he's had tremendous success at a later stage of his career, but that's Taylor Swift is a standalone type of thing, and I would probably put Miley. Miley's not Taylor Swift, but Miley has a ridiculous broad appeal, I would say.
I bet that would be best case scenario for the NFL.
Taylor?
Nashville, yeah.
Oh, Nashville standalone Taylor Swift show?
Mm-hmm.
That would be the football fans in attendance would hate it. And be like, no,
you don't know that.
You know, I don't. That's not fair to Taylor.
Plus, like, are the most like diehard football fans really the ones at the Super Bowl anyway?
No. I think that's quantifiable evidence. Are we still getting calls about your wheelchair?
I told him that you may not take it.
I mean, now I'm just curious. This is 2 hours later. Drew is in Lebanon.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Buck. I was listening on Zone TV and just a little bit behind you. But I think Robert's good to go on that wheelchair, man, to be honest with you. I think he's good to go. Like, disability is a spectrum. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a yes or are you disabled or not. It's like, is it a temporary or permanent injury? Like, he could be injured right now. Look at him. You know what I mean?
Well, tell them why you would be an expert on this and why you felt the need to call.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, as an individual with cerebral palsy, like, I feel like I get to pull the card here, and I give him the card. You know what I mean? He's good to run it, I think. He has the blessing.
Thank you for the call, Drew. I appreciate it.
Or wheel it in this case.
You've been given the green light.
No, don't. You are running. You are flying very close to the sun.
Call me Icarus, baby.
Go ahead and make a disability joke.
I wasn't doing, dude. No, I wasn't.
What did you just do?
I wasn't. He said I was good to run it. I would be running.
Yeah,
I would be in a chair. I would be wheeling.
What is that if not a disability joke?
No, it's just a remark. Anyway, wheels up for the boys.
Go to break.
So we know by now the Titans will have no primetime games.
Oh, there's so much barbecue in your voice.
That's not true. That's not true. Nobody would have thought that. Nobody would have thought that.
What's in your teeth?
That doesn't matter.
How much barbecue did you just try to shove in your face with 5 seconds left?
Huge thanks to Stephanie Johnston, the wonderful mother of one Ross Johnston, producer of Cover 2 from 1 to 3, who supplied Ross with, pounds of barbecue to bring in to the station today.
You were borderline threatening him via our group text.
He texted me yesterday.
Robert Reed, I would like what? Haven't we done this before? A dramatic reading? When's the last time we did a dramatic reading of something? I feel like it was a lawsuit of something of that kind.
It was the scandal, the game fixing scandal in college basketball with some hilarious quotes from the lawsuit.
That's right. Robert, give me a dramatic reading of the text exchange between one Ross Johnston and Lucas Panzica regarding the food today.
We'll be bringing in lots of leftover food tomorrow, apparently. So, Lucas, keep your appetite up.
And this was yesterday.
Yes, and it was favorited by one Lucas, or was that me? I think I liked it. And you said, ha-ha. You left a little ha-ha above it. Today, Lucas at 11:57, all caps. Ross, I'm hungry. To which Ross replied, I'm like 3 minutes out.
He walked out of the studio in that last segment, stopped to speak to Ross, and Ross responded only with, it's in there, and Lucas immediately ignored his conversation with Ross and went screaming towards the barbecue and mashed potatoes and broccoli salad. There's funfetti cake.
Oh, yeah.
The two of you didn't. I got funfetti cake.
No, I'm afraid it's going to be gone.
Look up.
Robert, give me a slice when you,
You
go
know
back
what?
there.
No. Bring it in the studio. Honestly,
Please,
the rest of these vultures don't
please.
deserve it. The rest of these vultures don't deserve it. He's actually going to get the funfetti cake right now. Anyway.
So we know the Titans are getting no primetime games.
Yes.
And we need Robert back in there so we can play this audio that we have in relation to this.
No, well, we do have Carrot Top. Make yourself useful.
Is it pulled up? The audio?
He said no. He very, very scaredly shook his head no.
That's fine. We'll wait on Robert to come back. But there are reasons why the Titans have no primetime games. And it feels like the Titans, along with, is it 5 total teams or 5 other teams?
It is 5 total. It's the Jets, Raiders, Dolphins, Cardinals, Titans. 5 teams, some with significant fan bases, and 0 primetime games between them.
It feels like the NFL, are they being slightly more selective with the ability now to flex late in the season? And
slightly?
And the lack of...
I have 2 pieces.
Why do you have 2 pieces?
Because I told the 2 of you to get funfetti cake because otherwise my fat ass was going to eat it.
Thank you.
I love funfetti cake. Yes, on camera, I'd like you to feed him
I wanna eat my
funfetti cake.
barbecue
No.
first.
I think he needs to drive the show. Oh, my God, that was sexual.
That's good.
Do you like that?
You got a little icing on your mouth. Clean it up. Clean it up. Unfortunately, it's vanilla icing.
But another factor we did
Get
not...
back there. We need audio from you.
Took him a minute. Another factor we did not consider is the removal of having multiple Monday night games at the same time.
Yeah.
Because the last time, I think each of the last 2 Monday night games the Titans have had...
No, 3.
3?
2 Dolphins.
Yeah.
1 Broncos.
But, was that?
COVID.
Did they not have a Monday night game between COVID and the 2023 season? No.
They had a Bills game in there somewhere.
Yeah, no, the Bills game was in between. But the last 2 primetime games they had, the Monday Nighters against the Dolphins in 23 and 24, I'm pretty sure there was another game on at the same time, right? I think that was one of their double headers because if I'm not mistaken, Chris Fowler was on the play-by-play call for both. Like Joe Buck
has
never called a Titans game on Monday Night Football. He hasn't been doing it that long with ESPN, but yeah.
Yes, they have become more selective, and we are also in a situation now where the NFL, because for, I don't know, almost 10 years, the NFL used to require, Lucas, every team mandated that every team play on Thursday Night Football. We stopped doing that in 2023 when Amazon got the rights because Amazon said, no, I'm not paying $80 million a game for literally Titans-Jags.
Yeah. So they have been more selective.
Yes.
And Mike North, who is the NFL VP of Broadcasting and Planning and Scheduling.
Oh, is this an opportunity to eat?
That's we'll have 46 seconds. Take a bite.
I'll do it.
But that's quite the title.
I'm leaving you on camera.
VP of Broadcasting and Planning and Scheduling, Mike North, shared some insights. Now, he's talking about the Raiders here, but it still applies to the Titans as it pertains to teams that did not get any primetime games in 2026.
There's still 30 million people watching NFL football at 1 o'clock Eastern on a Sunday, and hopefully 35 or 40 million people watching at 4 o'clock on a Sunday. These teams have every opportunity to play themselves into bigger windows. You know, we always say you play your way into prime time. You don't draft your way into prime time. You don't fire your coach into prime time. You play your way into prime time. And look, if the Raiders have a, better than we thought, unexpected season, that's what flexible scheduling is for down the stretch. Those last 5-6 weeks of the season, if they're having a good year, it's probably because Denver or the Chargers are not. And so if they're relevant, we'll find a way to get their games on national television down the stretch so that when they are playing playoff football in January, that's not the first time our fans are going to get to see a Raiders game.
So the NFL is saying, show us.
I'm trying to get you another half a minute.
Oh, thanks, buddy. The NFL is saying, show us. And the Raiders fans are having the same gripes Titans fans did last year. Like, we have a number one pick quarterback. What do you mean we don't have any primetime games?
Oh, but I had asked this question with zero intention of doing the actual legwork to discover this. Fortunately, Easton Freeze did. Can you tell me the last quarterback, number one overall pick quarterback, that did not get a primetime, a nationally televised game in his first 2 seasons?
I saw Easton talking about this. I can't remember the name. Who was it? It was going a ways back.
Take a swing.
Was it?
And maybe better to do a year. Why don't you give me a year?
Was it Kenny Stabler?
No, it was Vinny Testaverde.
Vinny Testaverde. Kenny Stabler might not have been a number one pick.
1987 is the last time that a number one overall pick at quarterback, according to Easton, has not seen a nationally televised game in his first 2 seasons. Now, I'm sure that they were told in some form or fashion that, no, when you get the new stadium, we will put you on primetime and we will put you on primetime early. That also gives the NFL a convenient excuse to knock a Titans primetime game out early in the season if they are not still in a place where you would like to regularly put them in one of those slots. So let's talk about the 5 teams. All right, we'll get to the Titans last here. There is not a single shred of a reason to put the Arizona Cardinals on national television. They are not competitive. They do not have stars. Who's the biggest star in the Cardinals?
Oh, currently.
Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Trey McBride.
I mean, he's the best player on the Cardinals.
He is by far the best player. Do you think Trey McBride is a star player, like a star household, like name brand player?
I think so because he's aided by the fact that he's also a good fantasy football player.
Yes, yeah, that helps.
Could be Jeremiah Love.
We'll see. I mean, Trey McBride is the best tight end in football right now, with Kelsey and Kittle starting to get up there in age and fading.
I mean, I'd put Brock in there, but
sure.
Yeah, he's been the most productive probably. I mean, if we put the numbers together, Trey McBride will be at the top of almost every list.
Somebody said Love is a star. Love is not a star. He just got there.
Yeah.
Love
still has to prove it.
Love is a player that has not played a down of NFL football yet. I don't care about what he did at Notre Dame.
Okay, so that's a fun game. The teams that did not get a primetime game, the biggest star on each one. For the Cardinals, we agree, Trey McBride.
Yes.
Raiders.
Oh, easy. Crosby.
Yeah. Crosby. And they do have the Heisman winner.
Kirk Cousins
even though he hasn't played a snap.
Kirk Cousins is not a star player, but Kirk Cousins is a known player. Kirk Cousins has been in the NFL for a long time. He's a known player at the quarterback position.
Best player on the Jets currently.
Garrett Wilson?
Probably.
Him or Breece Hall?
I'd put
because they no Sauce, no Quinnen Williams.
I'd put Garrett Wilson in there.
I'd probably say Garrett Wilson too. It's so dependent on who's playing quarterback for them.
They're aided by the fact that it's New York, though. Like, they're going to get more coverage than a Las Vegas or an Arizona.
That's why it is shocking to me. Shocking that the number one media market in America, because Jets fans will watch them. It's not like Jets fans are apathetic. They won't. There is enough of a following that you would put the Jets on TV. But now they're saying, no, it's not it's no longer enough to have a fan base.
That's how bad the Jets are, that they can't get on prime time.
Correct.
Yeah,
and who could blame a network for being like, no, I'm not putting a Jets game on TV in my window. Get out of here.
Who's the best player on the Dolphins?
Oh, Achane.
Yeah.
I mean, if not, it's probably like, I don't know, that Zach
Sealer,
right? That defensive lineman that Levis tried to tackle.
Yeah, it's Achane. So, and for the Titans, it's Jeffrey Simmons.
Yes.
So, out of that group, who's the biggest star?
Raiders. Crosby.
Yeah,
by
easily.
Mile. Jeff.
Who's second? Garrett. We came up with Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, it should be Garrett Wilson.
Achane, Trey McBride, Jeffrey Simmons.
I would go. Again, this is in part where they play. How many people? Nah, I don't. Jeffrey Simmons is a obviously a better player at what he does than Achane is at what he does. I think coming off this most recent season, even though Achane was good last year, I think Miami does help Achane because they used to be on television a lot and people know the Dolphins. So I would probably go Crosby, Garrett Wilson. I could hear either Achane or Jeff at 3.
Jeff's been in the league a lot longer.
Yes, but Achane is an offensive player, scores touchdowns, fantasy football.
Yeah, but has only had really one like legitimately productive season.
I wonder how many people across the country would be able to tell you Jeffrey Simmons prior to last season, because Jeff was doing everything, right? He was the best defensive tackle in football. He was catching touchdowns. Jeff he has now taken the full mantle of team leader. He has been the face of the franchise as they wait for Cam.
Yeah, he's gotten to a second contract that's made him one of the highest paid. He's been at the top of the top 10 at his position list that ESPN puts out.
I still do think his position hurts him in terms of name brand recognition, because you put him next to a running back who is going to be, like, more people are going to know a running back.
Yes, but I feel like you're discrediting defensive tackle a little bit there, because when you take a step back, it's like there are some huge names, massive NFL stars playing D tackle, man.
Sure.
Like Chris Jones and Myles Garrett can play anything, and whether it's Jeffrey Simmons, I mean, Dexter Lawrence.
Myles Garrett is the best. Dexter Lawrence played in New York. Chris Jones has won multiple Super Bowls. Jeff plays for the Titans. So while I do think what you're saying is, you are correct, but those are very different circumstances than the one Jeff is in. Jeff has not been in a playoff game.
I've already looked it up. I know what you're looking up. I've already looked it up.
The ultimate test.
Yes, I've got all of them.
What?
Instagram followers.
So this is not the end all be all.
We're doing like Spotify?
This is the end all be all.
No.
Who has the biggest star other than Max Crosby of the NFL teams that did not get a primetime game in 2026?
Max Crosby is obviously number one.
Yeah.
He has 1 million followers on Instagram.
Yep.
Garrett Wilson is second with 546K followers.
Yep. Jet. That makes sense.
Who do you think is next?
So we said Trey McBride, Jeffrey Simmons, and Achane, right?
Correct.
I'm going to say Jeff.
Achane is second with 137K.
Third, you mean?
Third, yes.
Then Jeff.
Jeffrey Simmons is fourth with 114.
What's Trey have?
100K.
Okay. All right.
And this is tough because Jeff, out of all of those players, has the most equity in the league.
Yes.
He has been in the league longer, so he has longer exposure to have that number be higher, hypothetically.
I know, but it's almost like watching Jarrell again. You know, like in terms of like how people recognize Jarrell Casey.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff has been on better teams than Jarrell. Like Jeff, played in an AFC championship.
Well,
I know Jarrell did at the end of the year.
Jarrell was on those same teams, right?
He was on the 1-seed team.
And the 2020 team, that defense was the historically worst third down defense in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, and they had players, right? They had Clowney. They had players that people recognize for a period of time. And that team did set records offensively. Again, set records defensively, too, in the negative department. But yeah, Jeff is an interior defensive lineman on a small market team who is coming off a season where it has been his best season, but they won 3 games. It's a tough situation just from visibility. I'm not saying from the player, and I'm taking nothing away from the career even. I'm just saying from a pure visibility standpoint, Achane, that would have tracked almost exactly how you would have said, because how many people could name an Arizona Cardinal player beyond like Trey McBride or Minshew?
Hell, I bet there's plenty of folks that still very much believe Kyler Murray to be the quarterback of the Cardinals that will be like week 1.
Like that guy that called us one time for no about the Titans roster and be like, this is like the week before training camp. Like, man, you guys seen this Titans roster?
Oh, yeah, that was so funny.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I sure have. I certainly have. So the primetime thing, I mean, it compounds the Titans' problem, right? Because now not only do you have to have enough of a draw to garner one of these television windows, you also have to be good. It's not enough, like the Cowboys are going to get it no matter what, right? The Cowboys could be a 3-14 team and still be in primetime. Rams have 7 this year, right?
Yeah, Rams have a lot. 7. Lions have 5.
But that's entertainment value. Teams are going for, or rather networks, streamers, people bidding for games are going for entertainment value as much as they're going for fan base. And not only are the Titans not a huge fan base, but they have not been entertaining for a while.
If the Raiders are better than expected, I wonder if there would be an opportunity for that December 27th, Week 16 Titans-Raiders game to be flexed into primetime. If both teams are able to kind of, do more than is expected of them this season, that's the last 2 number 1 overall pick quarterbacks. Otherwise, I would say the Steeler game is your best shot. Last game at Nissan Stadium.
And because both of those games would have AFC implications if they were in it, right?
Yeah, they would need to have playoff implications, at that stage of the season.
But they have made, that's what I'm saying, they have made the degree of difficulty. And I think if I was just an objective football fan, I think I would be okay with that. If I'm a Titans fan or a Jets fan or a Raiders fan, I am a little upset. Like, I get that there's a natural inclination to want everybody to watch your team communally. Although I was talking to our producer, one of our producers for the Fox show is a diehard Jets fan.
Don't say his name.
Ian, he's better than you.
No, he's not.
He's excellent. You should see the level of prep he does. He said that as a Jets fan, he is happy to not see his team publicly embarrassed as often as they have been. Because think about it, it's not just that the Jets have been bad. We have all witnessed their humiliation at every turn, often on national TV, sometimes 4 snaps into a game where they're trying to contend for a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Or not 4 snaps, but 4 offensive plays into a game. So I think there are at least some Jets fans who are like, we're good. We'll take a beat. We'll be back maybe. If not, it's okay. It makes it hurt a little less.
Let's say the Titans, Raiders, and Steelers are all 3 playing games with playoff implications late in the season. What do you think would have a better opportunity to get flexed into primetime? Titans at Raiders, battle of the last 2 number 1 overall pick quarterbacks, or Titans versus Steelers at home, Saleh versus Rodgers, last game at Nissan Stadium?
I think that.
Do you know what the game is currently?
No, I don't know what primetime games are slotted for those weekends.
That would be an interesting thing to know.
Yeah.
Just as far as what are they up against, right? And it's possible that even teams that we thought are going to be excellent fall apart towards the back end of the season. Robert's looking at, or I think one of you were looking it up.
So that's week 16 and 17. We care about the primetime games. So in week 16, the Thursday night game is Houston at Philly. That is Christmas. So there's 3 games on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
The Monday night game is New York, the Giants, at the Lions. Maybe you got a shot there.
Giants, Lions.
Yeah, Lions already have a ton of primetime games.
Not Texans, Eagles. I think Texans, Eagles.
Yeah, and you're not bumping any of the Christmas games.
Yeah, they wouldn't change those.
So that's your best shot in week 16 would be to bump the Giants at the Lions off of Monday Night Football in exchange for Titans Raiders. And the Giants already have multiple primetime games.
I would think that Titans Raiders has again, we have no idea what these teams are going to be yet. And it's certainly not by the time we get to week 16.
Yep.
But in as we sit here today, like if you presented me the 2 options of Mendoza Cam or Rodgers Saleh, I'd probably take the Rodgers Saleh game.
The Sunday night game, week 16, is Jags at Cowboys.
Jags are going to be good Cowboys.
Yeah, they're not going to.
You don't.
All right, week 17, when the Titans host the Steelers, the last game ever at the current Nissan Stadium. The Thursday night game is Baltimore at Cincinnati, AFC North.
Not going to move that.
Especially if Lamar and Joe Burrow are healthy. You ain't moving that game. Sunday night football is Philadelphia at San Francisco.
Not moving that.
And Monday night is Houston at Green Bay.
What is Green Bay this year? What are Packers fans feeling right now?
I mean, again, it's a fool's errand to sit here and try to predict.
No, I know.
The Chiefs were out for the count by Christmas last year.
I haven't thought about the Packers like this offseason. What do Packers fans? What is the level of expectation for Matt LaFleur, who just got a contract extension? Are they Super Bowl or bust?
And they were between a rock and a hard place with that too, because if you'll remember, they didn't exactly
your callback.
They didn't exactly thrill in the playoffs. A lot of Packers fans were kind of hoping that they would move off of Matt LaFleur, and he was at the end of his contract, so they had to give him an extension. But it's the NFC North. It's a bloodbath. You're going to have to go through the attrition, the injuries, the schedule, playing in all your divisions, and figure it out. But I wouldn't be down on them strictly because they haven't shown it yet, if that makes sense.
Yep.
I think the biggest question mark they have going into the season is Micah Parsons ready for week 1?
Right.
When are they expecting Micah to be back?
Go to break so we can eat barbecue.
Last call for phone calls next. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken. So you're going to perpetrate this crime, alleged crime, tomorrow at the movie theater? That's the plan?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I should probably be more specific. That sounds a little bit more nefarious.
No.
I intended it
I
to.
think you should be less specific. I think you should be as vague as possible. So the scheme you're planning to carry out tomorrow is coming to fruition, and I would just, like an evil genius, tap my fingers to get you.
I mean, that's what you've done.
No.
You've utilized your platform. You've utilized your platform to do wrong. That's what you've done. You've gained validation from an audience member with cerebral palsy and an audience member who is using an electric wheelchair to now purchase handicap tickets to a show finale, a streaming show finale that is being shown the day before the actual finale in movie theaters. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I got a text from Cheyenne about an hour ago, and it says, "Why are people at my job asking if you still need wheelchairs?" I responded, "Don't worry about it. Just say yes. We need two." I got a "What's wrong with you?"
Are you serious?
What do you mean?
100%.
That's crazy.
What? Come on. I got a third ticket. Do you want to go, Lucas? If I can get you a chair?
No,
If I get you
I'm
a
not
seat?
caught
No,
up.
Lucas has his own from his multitude of soccer injuries.
I'm not caught up.
Do
on
you
the
have a
boys.
wheelchair?
No, I have crutches.
Oh. Crutches work? Crutches are good.
You'd have to stand though, right? Is there a seat?
You think they'd let me bring my own, like, fold-out chair?
I think that would be a little more honorable than wheeling in there.
If I crutched, I crutched in and had my own, like,
Again,
No, I don't think you need to fake any. See, faking the disability is therein lies the issue. It's not purchasing the space that otherwise would not be used. It's pretending to be disabled. That to me is the problem.
look, Gardner Minshew broke his hand for an extra year of eligibility. I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit. I've got a day to figure out how to injure myself so I'm not lying. Ooh, this really happened.
Okay. There you go. I mean, how bad do you want to see this finale?
bad enough to fake
Or
it.
get Cheyenne to
Pretty
run over
bad.
your ankle or something
With what?
You know what?
with your car.
Oh.
I dated a girl that got her foot backed over by a car. I can't remember, but like they showed the x-ray of her foot that got backed over. It looked like a pancake. She had so much metal in her foot. I mean, crutches, a wheelchair for 6 months.
Oh, so you broke up with her immediately. You're like, I'm not dealing with this. That sounds like something you would do. Oh, Buck's like telling his friends, oh, it's terrible. Yeah, my girlfriend got her foot ran over. Yeah, I broke up with her. I can't be hobbling around with her.
She couldn't do stairs.
I can't have her slowing me down.
Couldn't do stairs. Made CMA Fest tough. Anyway, Jeff is in Nashville next. Hey, Jeff.
First of all, it's a new low to pretend to be handicapped. Moving on. Talk about Packers.
Not pretending.
Moving on. So you talked about Packers a second ago. My brother lives up in Green Bay. I went to the draft a couple of years ago. I'll tell you what Packers fans are. The luckiest people in the world. They've always had a quarterback. They always think they're better than themselves. They had elder abuse for Jerry Jones to get Micah Parsons. They think they're Super Bowl bound every year. So Packers always looking through cheese-colored glasses and annoy me so much. But Beers and Brat, next level.
Very good. Thank you, Jeff.
I do have zero sympathy for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like you've had back-to-back Hall of Famers. I don't want to hear it. Like you get to want your team to be good and be upset when they're
Love's
bad.
better than your average quarterback.
Yeah.
Like Love's not bad.
But when it comes to like sympathy, I have sympathy for Jets fans. I have no sympathy for Packer fans.
I feel bad for
Or Patriots fans.
Jets fans and Dolphins fans. I feel the most sympathy for because you had 20 years of Tom Brady and then all of a sudden the Patriots are just going to be good again.
And Raider fans. And Browns fans.
No, I don't feel bad for Browns fans. Browns fans don't feel bad for Browns fans. They're just happy to be there. They're just whatever. They're resigned to it. What? I feel like we had something else to touch on. We already talked about SC. What am I forgetting here? Oh, Rodgers. Speaking of the Steelers, or Packers, rather, Aaron Rodgers is back with the Steelers. That broke on Saturday during the Fox show, at the very end of the Fox show.
1 year up to $25 million.
Yeah, so him at 42 and the Steelers, I don't know where to properly, I don't know if that adjusts my expectations for the Steelers. I still think they're a playoff team. I don't think they're going to do anything. I think that the Aaron Rodgers thing is just going to play itself out where they're good enough to get there and not good enough to advance. And I don't know if Steelers fans are going to, is this just going to be a wasted year for them? And not in the sense it's a 3-14, your season's over in October type of waste, but they're not getting anything done this year, right?
We could talk about that tomorrow. I think that's an interesting conversation. What's their ceiling with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback?
Very good.
We do have playoff basketball tonight. Game 1, Spurs and Thunder in Oklahoma City of the Western Conference Finals. And Game 7 in the Stanley Cup playoffs of the Eastern Conference semifinals, Sabres and Canadiens. Winner faces Robert's beloved Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals. Robert, I know you've been scouting this matchup. Who would you rather face, Buffalo or Montreal in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Oh, 100% Buffalo. Just a city of habitual losers. They can't help it. They can't get out of there. Scott Norwood, just think about all the history, all the teams, all the failure, landing flat on your face. And when you come up against the Carolina Hurricanes, there's only one thing you got to watch out for, and that's Rod. Those are my pecs popping out. The Bod. Rod the Bod and the Carolina Hurricanes are going to run wild over whoever they face, and it does not matter. Sound the siren, Zach. I don't know anything about hockey. I don't know anything about
Rod the Bod.
I'm surprised he knows Rod Brindamore.
Rod Brindamore. Come on, man.
He coach of the Hurricanes.
He won
Legend.
the only Stanley Cup the Hurricanes have ever had. He was a player when they did it.
And they were coached by whom? Come on.
A bunch of jerks.
Come on.
I don't know. What's it? Hey, zoom in on that thing you have. Go back to the top.
Peter Laviolette.
Laviolette, dude.
Okay.
Love you more, love you less. Come on. That's my guy.
Let's play some polls. Let's go home.
Presented by Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer. When or what can the NFL improve on from the Nashville 2019 draft when the Super Bowl comes to town? What is? I don't even understand what the question is.
I think I was driving.
What can the NFL improve on from the Nashville draft?
Yeah, I think I meant the
Super
NFL
Bowl?
experience. What can you improve upon from the experience? We didn't do it.
Nobody replied to it anyway.
All right, very
what
good.
was your initial reaction to the Nashville Super Bowl news? Nash Tiger says, it is amazing to see how far we have come as a city. This is, quote, we have made it tier.
Interesting.
Henry doesn't care. He said it's 4 years down the road. Bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, fair enough. We have made it tier. Does a Super Bowl mean that you've made it as a city?
Depends who you ask.
Okay.
Which Nashville pro sports team has been the best consistently since 2020? 83% of the votes say Nashville SC. 16.7% say Preds. 0% say Titans.
Which is ironic because the Titans were better than the Preds, I would say, during that stretch.
Yeah,
Preds weren't bad.
They've been in somewhat similar situations.
Yeah.
The Preds haven't bottomed out back-to-back years the way the Titans did. I mean, they've missed playoffs now in back-to-back years.
Yeah.
But the Nashville SC is the obvious answer here. Did FIFA take U.S. World Cup interest for granted? 82% say yes.
We walked through the reasons why earlier in the show. Those polls. Very good. That's going to do it for us today. Appreciate your participation. You can check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. If you want to catch up on today's show, we have who in studio tomorrow, Lucas?
Teresa Walker.
Teresa Walker. Why? Are you still eating?
There's some broccoli left.
Okay, well, the show's left. You can continue to eat. We'll see you tonight.